Hello, check. Sound clear? Am I clearly visible? All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. हाँ तो sir, once upon a time you had told that syllabus is over, only two things left. Sir, what two things? Calculation of income and calculation of tax. Are we done with income calculation and TTI? Yes. Are we done with tax rates as per old as well as new regime? Yes. Sir, income done, tax done, now syllabus done. Correct? Sir, who told you tax done? We have calculated tax. However, from the tax that we have calculated, we are going to be eligible for some relief under section 89. And I told you in the last class also, last to last class, when I first time introduced you to the concept called rebate. Every time these poor, garib, pavapittawan words, beggar, bhikari, you know what is it called in Malayalam? Bhikshakarak, as if you are giving respect to someone. Every time you come across words like rebate, relief, reduction, credit, this means we are going to, ladies and gentlemen, the tax that you have calculated, you don't have to pay that to the government. You just calculated tax, old regime, new regime. That tax is going to reduce. Does rebate reduce your income or tax? Tax relief under section 89 will also reduce your tax if you have received something called arrears of salary. Sir, we have discussed this word arrears before. Especially we had a concept, arrears of rent recovered. And salary maybe, we had come across this concept. If you want still, because I know how much you remember, you also know how much you remember. So let me remind you what this concept means, because this relief will get triggered only if you have received arrears. You have received extra salary in current year for work of a past year. For example, which is your current year? In 24-25, your salary as per contract is 10 lakh rupees. So what are you as an employee expecting to get from your employer? A very stupid question I am asking. What are you thinking about? What are you as an employee expecting to get? But your boss is calling you. Hey, idhar aa, Rushed. Your boss is calling you. Then see Rushed. You had done some good work in the year 2021. The good work that you did at that time. And remember this is rule of economics, this is rule of wealth. You do any good work today, the result you will get later. Whatever you are doing today, unless you are preparing Maggie, instant, Maggie also does not happen in 2 minutes. Challenge. Whoever said it is wrong. Maggie making is an art. And I have an open challenge to every person on the planet who says he or she cooks good Maggie. If you will eat Maggie made by me, it is a challenge you will never eat Maggie made by anybody else, because that's the only thing I know. And when I do something, I don't do it half-heartedly, I do it wholeheartedly. I put everything in it. Like literally, I put everything in it. My recipe is secret, of course. It is my open challenge. You won't eat Maggie made by anybody else. अब बोलना मत के sir, okay, in this office so we have a kitchen also. So tell us what are the things to be brought. We'll bring tomorrow. One person will bring Maggie packets, another will bring. I'll not say the list of ingredients, of course. नहीं तो वो paper leak हो. He's like, then you bring sir. She's like, you bring sir. Maggie also does not happen in 2 minutes. Effect will be seen later. So, Rushabh, you had done very good work for the company in 2021. At that time, we didn't realize your value by looking at your Facebook. We didn't realize that you are so important, but we now believe you are really, really an important asset to the organization. We wish to give you some extra salary of rupees 4 lakh for the good work that you did in this year. When your employer is recognizing you, very few employers recognize your contribution. But if your employer recognizes, Rushabh, what will your conclusion be? When your employer is offering you to give extra 4 lakh, what will you reply by saying, sir? But sir, you said that I did good work. That is enough to make me proud, sir. Thank you so much for the appreciation. I don't need money, sir. Appreciation is important. Correct, Rushabh? You will take it or you won't? You will take it. No, you will take it. That means, do you realize, therefore, this year the total that you have received is? Therefore, this year you have received 14. And let me also be clear about one thing. This is your taxable income in the current year. Because salary is taxable when it is due or received, whichever is earlier. Everyone is with me. 10 lakh is so taxable in the current year only. This 4 lakh, it was never due in 2021. Bloody hell, you were not even aware that you are going to get it some point of time. Suddenly your boss is saying, I want to give you extra. That means it has not become due earlier. It has not been received earlier. Received also now. So 4 lakh will also be taxable. Now, what is your taxable salary of the current year, therefore due to arrears? No. Assuming standard deduction and all is given, what is your taxable salary? 14 lakhs. Assuming the amounts calculated are net of standard deduction. That means, does everyone agree that in this year, which year? 24-25, because of this arrear, I will be having some extra tax in the current year. I would have paid tax on 10 lakh, but I am paying tax on. Do you realize it is increasing my tax of the current year? Unnecessary burden. Acha. In 2021, I was falling in lower tax bracket, maybe 5% or something. If I would have received this 4 lakh in that year only, I would have paid tax at 5%. But now with the growth over the years, I am falling in 30% bracket. So this 4 lakh unnecessarily moved from past year to the present year, and therefore it is resulting in an increase in my tax. Do you agree? At the same time, do you also agree about the fact that this 4 lakh actually belongs to which year? 2021. Correct? In 2021, there must have been some taxable salary of mine. My taxable salary on which I have already paid tax in that year, in 2021, was rupees 3 lakh. If I would have received this for that year itself, so I would have paid tax on 7 lakh. That means, do you realize that in this year there has been some savings in tax? See, understand, two things are happening with you. One thing is happening in the current year, one thing happened in the past year, 2021. In the current year, extra tax is happening with you. Why? Why is extra tax taking place? Because you are paying tax on 14 instead of 10. And in the past year, savings happened because you paid tax on 3 lakh instead of 7 lakh. You will have to calculate both, because net it is becoming extra or savings. It is possible current year extra tax is 1 lakh and past year savings was 1,50,000 maybe. That means you are not paying any extra tax, rather you are saving. We have to find out the net difference. Is it possible that current year your tax is increasing by 1 lakh and past year your saving is only 80,000? So because of this movement from 2021 to 24-25, what is the net extra that you have paid? 20,000. That 20,000 will be your relief. Basically, the relief ka chapter is very, very clear, simple and straightforward. It says you just have to calculate two things. What are the two things that you have to calculate? One, what is your extra tax in the current year? And two, what is your savings in tax in the past year? Two things you have to calculate. Only two calculations you have to do in this question. In a question on relief, only two calculations have to be done. First calculation, you will have to calculate extra tax in current year. Why is that happening? Because you are paying tax on 14 instead of 10. And from this you have to subtract savings in past year. Has there been savings in past year? Because you paid tax on 3 lakh instead of 7. Is this the net extra? Extra minus savings? This net extra will become your relief under section 89 and therefore you reduce from your current year tax liability. This is the net extra, therefore you reduce it from your current year tax liability. Are you understanding this? That means we have to do two calculations. What are the two calculations? Extra tax in current year. Now I want to see how much you understand. Because whatever I did till now was the logic. Now I have to tell you what are the steps. If you understand the steps, we get done. I have to tell you what are those steps. You tell me, in current year, how much is the extra income because of arrears? 4 lakhs. So we have to calculate tax on 4 lakhs. Rubbish. If I ask you how to calculate extra tax on current year and you calculate tax on 4 lakh to find out that extra tax, that is nonsense of the highest possible level. You have any better answer than you? Calculating tax on 4 lakh is absolutely incorrect. This is what I want to calculate, no? What are you saying? Calculate tax on 4 lakh. Absolute nonsense. Calculate 10 on 10 and 4. Calculate tax on 10 lakh and 14 lakh. See, please understand. You are paying tax on 14 lakh. That's your liability if there is no relief. But you would have paid tax on 10 lakh if there was relief. You understand? You understand or not? So you have to calculate tax on both current year income with arrears, current year income without arrears. That will give you the net extra. Do you understand? So step number 1, calculate tax on current year income with arrears. Now can someone help me? In our example, what is that amount? That income with arrears is which income? 14 lakhs. All right, ladies and gentlemen, kindly calculate tax on 14 lakhs. Or wait, let me first tell you the steps, then we will solve sums. You understood we are calculating tax on 14 lakhs. You understand this is the tax that will be payable if we don't give you any relief. Step number 2, calculate tax on current year income without arrears. Come on, tell me. If there was no arrears, then I would have in the current year paid tax on which amount? Now do you realize the tax that I pay on 14 lakh minus the tax that I pay on 10 lakh is the extra tax in the current year? Everyone understood? Now I am asking you to calculate the second thing that we need. What is the second thing that we need? Savings in the past year. Come on, this time. Now if you have understood the first 3 steps, please help me. How we will calculate savings in the past year? How to calculate tax? What are the two amounts? With arrears we have 7 lakh and without arrears we have already paid tax on 3 lakh. So how will you calculate? Tax on 3 lakh, tax on 7 lakh. Correct hai? So calculate tax on past year income with arrears. How much is the past year income? If the arrears was received in that year itself, then I would have paid tax on 7 lakh. But actually, I did not receive it. So in the past year, I paid tax on what amount? That means, do you realize that here I have my savings in tax in the past year, which will be nothing but 4 minus 5. Do you understand? So we get current year extra with current year 2 amounts, and we get past year saving with past year 2 amounts. But one thing you have to be careful about, when you calculate these two tax, that is tax on income of past year, you have the common sense that it will be tax rates of that year, because income tax rates change every year. So you can't be applying current year slabs, correct? And obviously, because in one exam, they expect you to learn only tax rates of 1 year. So whichever year they give in the past, that year ka tax rates will be given. Just that this 0 to 250, 250 to 5, like you are excessively comfortable. So that happens very fast. Past rates will be given. Amount is given. You just have to apply slabs like you do in the current year. But be careful that you don't make mistake, because you don't have that much practice of all the years. So whichever year is given, supposedly they give, once upon a time basic exemption was 50,000. So you have to do 0 to 50 nothing, 50,000 to 1 lakh, 5% or 10% or whatever was the rate at that time. You have to apply the slabs and calculate the tax accordingly. These rates will be given. And I hope you are not expecting that, sir, these rates will also be given. You expect that? You want bamboo? No. These are current year tax calculations. So obviously these rates you are aware. Past year ka rates will be given. Current year extra tax and past year ka savings. What is the net extra that you are paying? Is nothing but the extra tax in step number 3 minus the savings in step number 6, and this, ladies and gentlemen, will become your relief under section 89. We are going to subtract this net extra tax from your tax liability. Is that understood? Fantastic. There are two types of questions. Question 1, calculate relief under section 89. You stop here. Question 2, only and only if they ask. See, I always say this, you must have heard this statement from me. You get marks for answering what they are asking, not what you are thinking. If they ask relief, you stop here. You don't do the extra step. You know that extra step in multiple languages. In English, we call it trying to be over smart. In Hindi, we say ज़्यादा होशियार. In Marathi, we call it अति शहाणा. In Gujarati, people call it दोड ढापण. हाँ वही दोड ढापण. वही दोड डायो is that person and दोड ढापण is that activity. Trying to be over smart. Bhojpuri. Lagabel. Malayalam. Trying to be over smart. Yeah, cheta. You don't know Malayalam. Chod, we are not here to have a debate on that. He's like, let's have a discussion. What is it called? So sometimes this, sometimes. No. Tamil. Chod. Overacting. Over smart. Same. My answer also same. Adikyam. Nadikra. Very good. Don't do that and don't be that. Only and only if they ask, you will do this extra step. What is my final tax liability? And listen, this is still your liability. Huh? After you compute and get this final tax liability, you are now going to adjust your prepaid taxes. Sir, what are your prepaid taxes? TDS, advance tax, etc. will be subtracted from this amount. After we subtract those prepaid taxes, we get payable or refundable. So first, you will have to calculate your liability, and liability will be after getting relief. So from your tax, you have to subtract relief. Now in this steps, we have calculated tax 4 times. Can someone tell me what was going to be my tax liability in the absence of relief? Which tax? Which tax is that tax that I am actually going to pay in the current year? The tax that I have calculated on 14 lakh is my tax liability of the current year. But from this I am taking my relief. That is going to become my final tax. But this you do only first. So you check what they are asking. They are asking relief. You stop at step number 7. But they are asking you final tax, then you will subtract the relief. Understood, everyone? So what if I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Devyo Sajjano Mitro, that's your chapter called Relief under Section 89. Welcome. That's your chapter called Relief under Section 89. Thank you very much. थैंक यू मतलब चलो सर, ओके, चैप्टर ओवर, लेक्चर डन, लेट्स गो होम. Well, sir, we take more time to come from the station to the class. Obviously, we will go and solve questions of the chapter relief under section 89. Question number 201 is on what page number? 215. Question number 201, page number 215. Please read the question.
Age 45 years and employee of Z Limited gives you the following information for computation of relief under section 18 of subsection 1. Salary income after all deductions is that during the year arrears of salary not included above 1 lakh was received relating to financial year 12-13. Assessed income of FY 12-13 6 lakhs. Assume that the assessee has opted for old or traditional tax regime. Rate of tax for assessment year 13-14 for resident individual below 60 years up to 2 lakhs net, next 3 lakhs 10%, next 5 lakhs 20%, above 10 lakhs 50%, ECSSBC 3%.
This will also give you a little idea of what taxes once upon a time used to be in our country. Before Modi government, if you observe carefully, somebody having income of 5 lakh had 30,000 tax. You understood how? 2 lakh 0 and 3 lakh 10%. So 30,000. Today we have 12,500. You observe that? Hello? You observe that or no? Huh? So over the years, there have been substantial change in the slabs also. But then after a point, they stopped increasing basic exemption. They just started giving rebate so that when you are at till that level, you don't pay tax, but you cross that level, then you pay tax. It is like that. Okay. So of course, current year salary after all deductions, the standard deduction, etc., has been already taken. Then arrears is received. So effectively, in the current year, you are going to pay tax on 15 plus 1, 16 lakh. Do you agree? Is that going to increase your tax in the current year? But at the same time, in the past, you have saved also tax. In 12-13, you have paid tax on 6 lakh. But if you would have received this income in that year itself, you would have paid tax on 7 lakh. So in the past, you have paid tax on 6 instead of 7. That is savings. Current year, you will pay tax on 16 instead of 15. That is extra. We have to find out net extra. Current year to tax, we can calculate as per the rates, and they have said old regime. There is a problem. They are giving income of 12-13 and they are giving tax of 13-14. Mistake in the question. Tax of हाँ, तो income of 12-13 is nothing but assessment year 13-14. Yes or no? Fantastic. So all we have to do is do our steps. Step number 1, tax on current year income with arrears. That is, we will be calculating tax on calculate tax on 16. Old regime. 292 500. How many people got 292 500? Are 292 500 you are saying and not raising your hand? How many people? Fantastic. Slap yourself tight and hard. This is so no matter how bright you are, no, someone who meets you every day will know that you are bright, talented. Your parents or teachers will know that you are intelligent. Your paper checker knows 292 500 is wrong. Who you are, to hell with it. You are giving opportunities to people to deduct your marks, and that is tax. A subject like strategic management, you already know that you don't know anything. But in tax, you think your answer is right because, sir, I did what 6 lakh into 30% plus 1 lakh 12,500. No! You have to add cess. Tax cannot be calculated without cess. 3 lakh 200. Tax on current year income without arrears. That means in 15 lakh, on 15 lakh I would have paid how much? 260 to 500. Hmm? Hmm? 2,73,000. That means one thing is for sure, that you are being made to pay extra tax in the current year. How much is that extra tax? 31,200. But at the same time, have you saved also some tax in the past year? Let's see. Tax in 12-13. If you would have received your arrears, what your tax would have been in 12-13? We would have paid tax on, अरे बोल, 7 lakh. So calculate tax on 7 lakh. 7 lakh minus 10 lakh into 30% plus 1 lakh 12,500. 0 to 250, 0 to 50 to 5 lakh 5% and 5 lakh to 7 lakh 20%. एक गधेड़ा, you have to apply the slabs of the past year given in the question. So first 2 lakh, because you don't have practice as much as you have of the current year, no? Because you don't have practice, there is only one answer here. Do it step by step. First 2 lakh, 0%, nil. Next 3 lakh, that is we have reached 5 lakh income. 10%, that is 30,000. Next 1 lakh. 2 lakh into 20%, that is 40,000. That total is, wait, now current year cess is 3. Cess, if you want to know the story, 2004 2%, 7 it became 3, and 18 it became 4. So from 7 to 2018, not required to know the history, you should know the present day cess. And now I am beyond that point that I have to show off in front of you that I know the tax changes for the last 20 years also. Doesn't matter now, because we all have to learn the new changes together. Point is simple, that you don't apply current year cess. You will have to apply that year cess, and that year cess was. So that year, what was your income? What was your income? 7 lakh. You should have paid tax on 7 lakh, but you paid tax only on 6 lakh. So 7 lakh ka tax, 72,100. Next, tax in 12-13 on income without arrears. That is on income of 6 lakh. सुबह होने ना दे, बस ना, चुप. I your listen. Oh, time pass ki dukan. Listen. Solve this question. Complete this question. This question is asking you to calculate relief, no? Calculate relief. Calculate final tax also. Exam you will do only if they ask, but class you have to do. After this, what you are going to solve? Start solving that also once you complete this. On page number 67 in your textbook. Page number 67 of your textbook. You will get a question number 41. Page 67, question number 41. Solve that. Okay, I have to remember all this, that in salary chapter we left one question over there. I said I will make you do after relief under section 89. Question number 41, page number 67. You got that question? Stop internal discussion. दिमाग खराब है क्या? You want me to throw you out of the class? How did you calculate tax in 1213 on the income without arrears? First 2 lakh, nil. Next 3 lakh, 30,000. And here now final amount will be only 1 lakh because it is only 6 lakh this time. So the total becomes 50,000 and add cess of giving you 51,500. So now if I ask you what is your savings in the past year, 72,100 minus 51,500, 20,000. Current year extra 31,200. Past year savings 20,600. What is the net extra that you are being made to pay? And therefore your relief under section 89 is going to be 31,200 minus 20,600, that is 10,600. And only if asked in exam you are going to do one more step, that is what is going to be your final tax. 3,04,200 minus 10,600 is going to be your final tax. Is that clear? All right. Question number 41, page number 67. Answer what I am asking. What is the current year income if there was no arrears? 6 lakh 70. And you have received arrears of? That means can I say you will be paying tax on 7 lakh 60 instead of 670? So therefore find out the extra tax. What is the extra tax in your current year? Tax on 7.6. Tell me what is tax on 7.6 lakh? Not comfortable because you are always comfortable with incomes crossing 10 lakh rupees. So you do it slab by slab, no? And when nothing is given, you solve as per old regime. Old regime. First 250 0. Then in 5 lakh you have 12,500. Then on 2 lakh 60 you apply 20%, so you will get 52,000. That's 64,500 plus 4% HEC giving you 67,080. And on 670 it is going to be 0 plus 12,500 plus 1 lakh 70 ka 20%, that is 34,000. $48,000. What is the extra tax in the current? 18,720. ये correct है? Now if I ask you savings in past year you have paid tax on 1,20,000, but you should have paid tax on 2,10,000. So calculate tax on 2,10,000, 2.1 lakh, and from that you'll subtract tax on 1.2 lakh. This will give you more idea of what tax used to be once upon a time in our country. Basic exemption used to be 1 lakh. Hello. Do you observe after 2,50,000 once upon a time India had 30% tax? What is basic exemption today? Once upon a time used to trigger 30% tax. Do you understand? Today, as per new regime, 30% starts after 24 lakh from next year onwards. 2 lakh 50 has become 24 lakh. Do you understand the inflation of the past 17, 18 years? Okay, so calculate tax on 2 lakh 10,000. First 1 lakh है कि 1 lakh 50? First 1 lakh or 1 lakh 50, that much you can't read an answer. Nil. Next, what is the next level? From 1 lakh to 1 lakh 50. How much income? 50,000. Rate of tax? So 5,000. Next slab is 150 to 250. So income in that is 1 lakh, but we have only 210, no? So 60,000 ka 20%. That is 12,000, giving you tax of 17,000. And on that 17,000, those days there used to be cess of 2%. So 17,340. And if we calculate on 1 lakh 20, so first it is 0, and then only 20,000 will go in 10%. So that is 2,000 plus, of course, 4%, 2%. Those days it was 2%. So giving you the savings of the past year as 15,300, and this minus this is going to be your relief under section 89, that is 3420. And ladies and gentlemen, if asked, and only if asked, you will be doing what? If asked, you will also be doing the tax that you should have or you would have paid in the absence of any relief was how much? 67,080. But the tax that is applicable, I think, guys, one day ka we will have to do that. I told you, one day without any. If asked what is going to be your final tax, your tax would have been 67,080, from which you are getting relief of 3420. Whatever is the answer is your final answer. I purposely picked up question number 41 because question 41, the solution is not there in the book. So I wanted to give you the solution. Otherwise, if you observe, you come back to the relief chapter, page number 215. The first question that we have solved is also solved, and for your practice, we have the other question. I am making a false assumption right now. Stupid assumption I am making. That the questions of tax calculation, the last few questions, old and new regime, which I gave you as homework, you have completed. You've completed? You've completed? You've completed? Some. In one more time, I will ask you. You such may you have completed from your book? Sir, actually, 2 questions I made. When we were in the 10th class, no, and a lot of us used to waste time. Those serious students of my class, you always have those extra sincere students in every class. One of my friends gave me a poetry. हिंदी में चलेगा? हाँ, poetry चलेगा, क्या song चलेगा, but if you ever dare to teach them in Hindi, नहीं sir. It has some Urdu words as well. And when we were in the 10th class, no, there was a very, very famous Bollywood movie, Munna by MBBS, who used to, he was a goon, he was a don. So he used to send other people to give exam on his behalf and become the topper. So my friend told me, and listen, this is going to affect you. लम्हा लम्हा वक्त गुजर जाएगा. Say वावा. लम्हा लम्हा वक्त गुजर जाएगा. चंद लम्हों में एग्जाम आ जाएगा. अभी भी वक्त है, थोड़ा पढ़ लो. अभी भी वक्त है, थोड़ा पढ़ लो. नहीं तो पास क्या मुन्ना भाई कराएगा? As silly or as disgusting it may sound today, that day it pumped me up. It motivated me, and I got more percentage than that friend of in my 10th standard board exam. You get more marks in frustration also. क्या फालतू फालतू शायरी मारता है. You get angry with me, and in that frustration you get more marks than me. My aggregate percentage in CA Inter was 66%. I had exemption in all papers except ITSN, and that I only know how I passed, 44 marks के साथ. My second lowest was 64. I had marks in 70s courage. Law was 75, accounts was 79. 64, 64, 79, 75, 69. Costing? First attempt? No, obviously. Final my second attempt. I missed rank by 3 marks at inter. How does it matter? Inter ka I can still tell you I got 64 marks in tax. Inter final ka you dare not come and ask me. Sir, you are so friendly. Can you tell me how much you got in CA final direct tax? No, I'm not so friendly. I can say one thing, that because of the mistakes which I made sure that thousands of students have got more than me. Yeah! क्या कर रहे हैं? He's sleeping. Thousands of students have scored more than me in tax because I know the mistake. You know, there is one rare thing that is applicable to me, which may not be applicable to anybody who is teaching CA students anywhere in the country. I am possibly the only teacher in the country who in CA exam has got rank also, because in our days they used to give 30 ranks in CPT and I was all India 90, and who also has an attempt in CA. Rank, just missed rank and second attempt is my chronology of CA exams. So I know how both sides feel. Otherwise, a rank holder teacher, no, he believes that CA exams are easier than 10th and 12th. Because rank holders don't understand the pain of attempts. And anybody who is only giving continuous attempts, attempt after attempt, does not know the fact that you can pass in first attempt also. It is possible. Not everyone has multiple attempts. My approach in my first 2 levels of CA exam and the last level was different. Last level, I know what mistakes I made. I made the mistake of leaving most important stuff. First 2 exams, believe me, I did so much writing practice. I solved every question of ICAI study. But between inter and final, that habit of not doing writing and only typing because we were in articles, that writing habit went away. That was the biggest mistake that I made in my life. Otherwise, I would have got a rank also. I know my mistakes and therefore I don't let my students make those mistakes. It is possible to get a rank also because somebody is getting it. Not everyone is failing. You decide which side you have to be. Understood? You have to solve everything. You are lucky that I am still not getting angry. Sir, I did some question, I did not do some question. It does not work like that. If I told you yesterday, you have to do it by today. Possibly today is the only day when I can also give you benefit of doubt also, because my last class was ended too late and then today I am taking the first slot. That is the only understandable thing. But then why should I give you that privilege now also? Because in between, when I had 5 days ka gap, 4 days ka gap, at that time also you did not bother to cover up your lag in terms of the additional question bank. For now, this is our chapter called Relief under Section 89. Ladies and gentlemen, Relief under Section 89. That remaining question, of course, you have to solve. Only then you will be understanding how to do questions by yourself. With this, we can say that we are done with tax calculation, and from the tax that we have calculated, we are eligible for some relief. We are done with both of them. Sir, now income and tax done, now syllabus over. Because who told you tax done? Tax is not yet done. Beginning of your syllabus itself, I had told you that there are 9 chapters for NTTI and 3 chapters for tax. So out of 18 chapters, 12 chapters are calculation of income and tax. First over basic concept and residential status, because depending upon residential status, and in basic concepts we completed for some previous year assessment. So that is your 14. We still have 4 chapters after this also. But that is basically, sir, my income and tax is calculated. Now 2 things. 1, communicate your income and tax. This is all about return filing and all. And 2, just that you have calculated your tax is not enough. Now you have to pay also. So they will do recovery of taxes. So we have something called advance tax, TDS and all. And all this still makes only 50% of the income tax. This law and the other 50% is fully a part of CA final, something that I told you at the beginning of the batch itself. Every word that we have studied throughout these few months, everything is a part of CA final syllabus. Yes, we do agree that a lot of things will change. It is quite likely that the Income Tax Act also changes by the time you reach CA final. But while the section numbers of the Act can change, it is certainly appearing to be old wine in a new bottle. Concepts can't change. Calculations can't change. If gratuity exemption is as per POGA, so income tax is changing. POGA is not changing. Certain things cannot change. They can only rearrange the sections. They can probably remove the outdated sections which are no longer applicable. For example, the tax benefits to be foregone in new taxation regime. There was a section 32 AD. That is a redundant section. In 1920, it was last. So they will delete that. So anyways, we are not studying that now. So they are deleting things which are anyways not relevant. Redundant provision we call it. That way there is not going to be substantial change other than the section numbers which you have to learn. And you in any case, where have you learned section numbers? You have not learned section numbers. You are not even learning the provisions. I will have to learn the new section numbers. That's the only big change or main change that will happen even when we come to CA final. Conceptually, everything that we have studied continues to be relevant. And in this everything, the tax calculation is not yet over. The next chapter that we have for calculation of tax, ladies and gentlemen, is a tax called alternate minimum tax, AMT. There is another tax called MAT also, minimum alternate tax, but that is not in our syllabus. Is where you have to understand CA inter tax. MAT is applicable to companies, and company taxation is not what they tax at. Inter testing is individual HUF, and AMT is applicable to others. Now see, others will cover firm LLP also, but they are also again not our target. The target is individual HUF, and is AMT applicable to individual HUF other than company, everyone? And thus AMT is a part of your intermediate syllabus. One section which covers the entire chapter only, 115 JC. So MAT is covered in JB. MAT is covered in JB. AMT is covered in 115 JC, which says every person excluding company will have AMT. Sir, why are they being so favorable to companies? Sir, why no AMT on company? Sir, why? Because company is already covered under MAT. Make sense? So we are talking about which SSC? Individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, firm, LLP. They all will be covered. Every person. Have you calculated your NTTI based on the entire syllabus that we have studied? On this NTTI, have you calculated your normal tax as applicable? In fact, with surcharge, with HEC, have you calculated your total tax? Is this the tax that you are otherwise going to pay based on the last 11 chapters, 9 chapters of NTTI and 2 chapters of tax rates and relief? This is what we were going to pay because we were taught income calculation tax, income and tax. Are we done with income and tax? Fantastic. But sorry, your calculations are not over. Because now income tax law is going to do ekka double. You have to calculate one more income. That second income will be called adjusted total income. What is the name of that second income? NTTI you already calculated. You have to calculate one more income, ATI. Let me begin by telling you very clearly. This is different from the ATI that you have calculated under section 80G. In 80G, we had adjusted total income for limited category. That was GTI minus certain things. Here it is not that. It is completely different, except the name. Nothing. I repeat, nothing else is same except the name. Nothing else is same. Can two people have same names? Means they are same? No. I'll give you a real life example. For example, Rishi Kapoor. You know Bollywood actor Ranbir Kapoor. His father's name Rishi Kapoor, and legendary actor, legendary, great actor Rishi Kapoor. There is one more Rishi Kapoor. He is RJ with Red FM Mumbai. Both of them are Rishi Kapoor. So are they same? Then two things with the same name can be different also. You know Ibrahim Qadri. Can there be one more Ibrahim Qadri? Same as you? No, no. Then two things can be different even when they have the same name. This is completely different. So you have to learn how to calculate this second income. What is the name of the second income? Adjusted total income. And on this adjusted total income, you will have to calculate a tax called AMT, that is alternate minimum tax, which is going to be 18.5% of your adjusted total income. 18.5% of your adjusted total income. But this 18.5% of adjusted total income is basic tax. After basic tax, are we eligible for surcharge? Are we liable for surcharge? Yes, we will add surcharge. Now wait, this chapter covers individual, HUF, firm, LLP. Do all of them have surcharge? Come on. Yes, after certain threshold levels. For example, after 50 lakh, 10%, after 1 crore, 15, after 2 crore, 25, after 5 crore, 37. That's individual HUF. But for firm LLP, it is after 1 crore, 12% only one. So the rates of surcharge and the limits of surcharge are same. Means if the assessee in this chapter is individual, then after 50 lakh, 10%. After 1 crore, 15, 25, 37. Hello. Firm, then after 1 crore, 12%. LLP, same. Means can I say the thresholds are same, the percentages are same, but very, very important, this crossing of 50 lakh, 1 crore, blah 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 blah, you will not check your NTTI. When you calculate this tax, you check NTTI, this tax you check NTTI, but while you calculate this tax, you check ATI. Or if you want to know the technical statement in the law, listen to this. Under AMT, ATI is your total income. See, for living surcharge, we have to check total income ka figure. For this tax, your total income is NTTI. But for this tax, your total income is ATI. Tell me one thing, you've calculated 18.5% of what? And therefore, for surcharge also, you will check adjusted total income. Understood? So it is possible that in this calculation there is surcharge, but here there is not, and vice versa. It is possible that your normal income is 40 lakhs. So while you calculate this tax, you will not add surcharge. But your adjusted total income is 80 lakhs. Then in this tax, you will add 10% surcharge. Why? Because more than 50 adjusted total. Thresholds are same, rates are same, but check what? ATI and HEC. With the grace of God, thank God, it is still going to be same. So this is going to give you your total liability under AMT. Everyone, just for your knowledge, one more thing I would like to tell you. What is the rate of alternate minimum tax that I have given you here in this chapter? Only one rate. There is no slab or anything. Direct flat 18.5. But if you are a cooperative society, then AMT ka rate is slightly relaxed for you. It is only 15%. And if you are an organization operating in International Financial Services Center, write it and ignore it like Modi ignores KJP. Because not in your syllabus. IFSC, there is a place called Gift City somewhere in Gujarat. 9%, but not in your syllabus. Just I am telling you because I am targeting your interviews of articleship also. They ask you alternate minimum tax, you say 18.5. They ask you, is that the only rate? Your answer can be, sir, in inter-syllabus it was only this much. Or what if your answer is, sir, in inter-syllabus we had 18.5%, but I am also aware that for cooperative society it is 15 and for IFSC it is 9%, though it was not in our syllabus, but my teacher was very good, so he told me about the other things as well. And there is a high chance, high likelihood, supposing you are giving your interview in Mumbai city or maybe any other city, South India also, the person who is interviewing you, it is heavily possible that that person also somewhere somehow has been my student. Bro, I look 18, but I have been teaching since last August. I'll complete 15 years. So 14 and a half, you can say. If you allow me the privilege of making 0.5 per round of, I can actually start claiming 15 years. But 1st August 2010 to August 2025, 15 years I will come. So it is quite likely that that person also has been my student. It is quite likely when you give these answers, that person only will ask, Siddharth Surana. Believe me, I can show you screenshots of students messaging each other. GMCS course is good. GMCS course, students from different places come and gather at one place. Different coaching classes, etc., come and gather at one place. Different zones. For example, in Mumbai, we have a center of WIRC. Then outskirts of Mumbai, there is a Thane branch of WIRC. There is a Navi Mumbai branch of WIRC. And when GMCS batches, OC batches, IT training batches are not available, so students are advised whichever batch is available, you will have to travel for 15 days, but do it and finish it, because if you keep that pending, you will not be able to start your articles, even if you pass. That is the first thing that you have to complete immediately after your exam. Because results will come. By that day, you should complete these 2 courses. So wherever you get batch, just join. So 2 groups were sitting, different groups. So they are in their friend group, they are in their friend group. They are fighting with each other. One student told the other student, chocolate de, chocolate. So he said, nahi deva. He said, give, otherwise I will raid you. He said, listen, in income tax law, there is no word called raid. It is called search and seizure. That other corner say, that other group of students, may say one student shouted, hey, Siddharth Surana. Because everyone else says raid, 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 raid. Raid looks good only in income tax it is. In income tax it is Siddharth Surana. In income tax it is search and seizure. It is quite likely. We are here for conceptual. Yes, exam is our target, a very important target, but not our only target. Is something that I have been trying to make you understand from the first day itself. So certain things that you should know for your articleship, we will be discussing, but then certain things we cannot be. For example, partnership ke liye we had 45.3, 45.4 in capital gains. I said I will teach you in your May 2020 exam. Or indexation not available, NRI taxation, special rates of tax. I said we will discuss this in CA final. Everything I cannot cover here. Okay, a good CA is like a good model. I have told you this before, no? Yeah. Good CA is like good model. Should know how much to reveal and how much to cover. Should reveal enough to generate interest, but to cover enough to maintain dignity. I never told you this. Now you understood what I said. Good CA is like good model. Should know how much to reveal and how much to conceal. Bas. So for your articleship, these things will help you. Otherwise, for exam, what do you have to do? Calculate adjusted total income. Apply 18.5. Then on the basis of ATI, check surcharge and head cess. Now then, do you have 2 incomes? 2 tax. Normal income, normal tax, adjusted total income, AMT. 2 incomes. NTTI, ATI. 2 tax, normal tax and AMT. And finally, what will you pay? Normal tax or AMT? Your tax liability is going to be normal tax or AMT, whichever is higher, 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 higher. Listen to the legal statement. You want to learn legal language? You understand legal language is complicated. Listen to this. Listen to this. This is how section 115 JC tells us. If the tax payable by an assessee, as per normal provisions of income tax law, is lower than 18.5% of adjusted total income, then adjusted total income will be considered as your total income and AMT will be considered as your liability if normal is lower. That means if normal is higher, you pay that only. And if normal is lower, so pay AMT. Or let us keep it simple, because that is my job. My job is not to make you do the technical act wala language. It's indispensable. Once you become a chartered accountant, you have to read the law from the bare act itself. You need to develop the skill of reading and interpreting. But if at intermediate level I start talking in that language to you, you will only run away. And I don't want you to run away. And I don't belong to that category. Now you run away also, I don't have to refund anything. Because syllabus is almost over. For example, that one girl has decided to stop coming altogether. She has resigned from Chartered Accountancy. No, resigned from my batch. What do you mean by not well? What exactly is the definition? You know what? 90% of Mumbai is unwell. Every random person on the street has no cough, cold, fever. You have to pop your paracetamol, pop your dolo, and come back to work. It works like that only. Because if you are not well, exam won't wait for you. You are working in a cutthroat competition world. Not well. वह पागल बना रहा है मेरे को दैट एज इफ आई डोंट नो ओनली व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ बीइंग वेल एंड नॉट बीइंग वेल हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट है आईसीयू ऑक्सीजन बस तो कम टू क्लास टेल हर दैट आई हैव टोल्ड यू दिस आई एम नॉट स्कैर्ड ऑफ एनीवन बिकॉज आई मीन बिजनेस आई वांट करियर्स and believe me if someone is not coming to class because not well cough cold fever I am assuming it is that only it can't be anything else. If it is something else, if it is serious, if it is an injury, you have fallen, doctor has told you bed rest, then also online lecture ka facility I am giving. I gave it to any student who demanded at any point of time during the batch. Because of any emergency anybody demanded, I gave the access. I gave or I did not? You only tell me. You wanted access, I gave. You wanted access. Whenever it was not feasible, I gave the access. You are injured, you can't move, you have a device, no. Ye kya baat hai that I will not attend only? Neither online nor offline. But then I am assuming not even watching the recording. Because you can't be well at 12 o'clock in the night to watch lectures. Then you are unwell during the day but well during the night to watch videos. No, it does not work like that. So, my job is to make the law simple for you. If I talk about in complicated bare act language, which I do to a certain extent with final CA students because they have some exposure in life. But here to keep it simple, if normal tax is lower, then you have to pay this. If normal tax is higher, then you pay normal tax. Or in simple language, you pay normal tax or whichever is. But if you observe the statement of the law, that means if you are paying AMT, then you have to consider this as your total income. And thus surcharge on the basis of this. You understood or no? You understood? So, ladies and gentlemen, effectively it means that in order to solve question of this chapter, you have to do 4 calculations. Normal income, that is NTTI. Bro, we have spent the last few months learning this. Normal tax, we have spent the past 2 lectures learning this. That means, can I say left side calculation? This I don't have to teach you calculation because this your calculator will do. Once you have that amount, which amount? Yeah. ATI multiply by 18.5 divided by 100 plus SC applicable or not applicable. Look at the figure of ATI in this. But whether SC comes or does not come, HEC will come. And done. That means you have this, you have this. Choose whichever is higher. If I teach you one concept, one calculation, my chapter is over. Guess kar. All we have to learn in this chapter is calculation of adjusted total income. Completion of adjusted total income calculation also means completion of the chapter because that's the only calculation that has to be studied. Do we know the remaining 3 calculations? See, total income and tax we have spent quite some time. And as far as ATI is concerned, we don't have to learn calculation. Our calculator will do. We have to just apply the rate on the ATI. Correct? Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, this makes us very, very clear. All I am to do is calculation of adjusted total income. Calculation of adjusted total income ATI. Of course. Why do we have AMT? Sir, what do we call in Mumbai language? Ijjat ke saath. We had, with full respect, did we have one? With full respect, ijjat. We had one income calculation. We had one tax calculation. Total income done, tax done. Sir, what is this nonsense? And my target is not to make you learn ATI calculation. My target is to make you learn why. Okay, so in this calculation you will get the answer of that question. Why? How will we calculate adjusted total income? In step number 1, you will take your net taxable total income as per income tax. What will you take? NTTI as per income tax. Rook, wait, you know which amount I am taking? Come here. Ingeva, Ivadaya, Idara. Do you see this amount? This amount. This amount is that amount on which I have calculated my normal tax. I am going to start with that. The amount on which I have calculated my normal tax is the starting point of calculation of my adjusted total income. NTTI का figure is the starting point of adjusted total income. In this amount, now I am going to add three things. 1, 2, 3. If I add these three things, I will get my adjusted total income. ATI calculation is a simple process of adding three things. Start with NTTI, means that amount on which you have calculated your normal tax. And in that NTTI, do what? Add three things. If you add three things, what will you get? Mean one thing is for sure, that ATI ka figure will always be higher than NTTI ka figure. It is possible that NTTI is 40 lakhs, so no surcharge in normal, but this is 80 lakhs, so 10% surcharge. And I just have to tell you what are the three things that will be added. But if I just tell you what are the three things added, your reaction will be, sir, I understood, but maja nahi. And end of the day, all we want is some fun in life. So first I will give you that maza, that fun. Is this my entity? Is this that amount on which I have calculated my normal tax? Now then, while calculating this entity, somewhere above it, I must have written my 5 heads of income. My clubbing, my set off, my deductions, all that I must have done. After doing 5 heads, clubbing, set off, deduction, I must have derived this figure of entity. While calculating this entity, I have taken some deductions. By taking deductions, I have reduced my entity, which is why I am reducing my normal tax. Everyone is with me, please pay attention. But this deduction is a deduction which I have taken only in tax computation. My books of accounts are still reflecting profits. Please understand, there is a profit that I have won. Will I record in income? Will I record in books of accounts first? So is that profit being shown in my P&L account? If it comes in P&L, then it should also come in my income tax computation. In NTTI, I wrote that profit, but I took deduction and I removed that profit. Means in books that profit is still there, but in tax I have eliminated. In one sentence, the target of adjusted total income, that is AMT chapter, is people who are showing profit in accounts, but eliminating those profits by taking deduction in tax. So out of all the deductions that you have taken, we are going to add back 3 deductions which we want to disqualify for levying this separate tax called alternate minimum tax. To which my objection on the first day was, I swear by anyone you tell me. Because MAT is also based on this. I can show you my first recording of 2013. I am the first faculty in the country who started selling video lectures in CA course. 2013, people were not even aware that there is a market for video lectures. After 19, people started understanding the relevance. After COVID, I was the first one, and in that first record, of course, I taught before that also, but there was no recording. In my first recording, I have said, you can check that. If you don't believe me, then that day when I become the finance minister of the country, very soon, it is a matter of time, talks are going on, announcement can come at any time, I will still complete your batch. 2013, I said it. The first thing that I am going to do is abolish MAT and AMT. Because MAT and AMT are a big black spot on this word called logic. What nonsense are you saying? You are giving me 3 deductions. You are giving me many more deductions, but in this chapter they are targeting. You are giving me 3 deductions. What is the objective of giving deduction in the law? That you take tax benefit, to encourage you. And then after I take deductions and reduce my income and calculate my normal tax, you are saying, but from these you can't take 3. We will add them back and calculate an alternate tax, and you have to pay whichever is higher. So is this deduction not like a mouse trap? Have you ever laid a mouse trap at home? I'll explain how that mechanism functions. There is this mouse trap which is externally made of wood and some part of it is iron. It's an open trap. You have to put one bite of food inside. The mouse will come with the smell. They will pull the food. The moment they pull the food with that spring, that trap will close. And then you will be able to capture that mouse. We did the same thing with the assessee. We told the assessee, deductions, deductions. So assessee came. Assessee took deduction. Bola, yes, deduction. I will save tax. And after saving tax, he was going, Bola, hey, wait. But some minimum tax you will have to pay by deduction. Then why are you giving the deduction? Remove the deductions. So you won't need AMT. Don't give deduction. What are you doing? You are giving deduction, reducing income. Then you are saying don't take deduction, calculate the other tax, pay whichever is higher. Then do one thing, remove the deductions. You won't need AMT. You can nonsense. First take deduction, then calculate tax on that lower amount. Then don't take deduction, calculate tax on that increased amount, pay whichever is higher. You can nonsense. Remove deductions. You won't need AMT. I clearly said in that video. First step I will do is abolish MAT. Jaitley as finance minister, believe me, in one of his speeches, you can check all his speeches and check this, Google. And you do Control F, no? In that speech, you will get this statement also. That I am under immense pressure to abolish MAT and AMT, but currently my finances are not permitting the same. Therefore, I do not propose to abolish the MAT right. That means somewhere he also finds it illogical. But this great lady called Auntie, what if I tell you that she actually, my proposal was what? Remove deductions. You won't need AMT. She removed the deductions and she removed AMT also. Guess where? The new taxation regime. We won't give you deductions. We won't give you deductions. And did you observe one of the features of the new regime? MAT, AMT not applicable. Because you are not taking only these deductions. These 3 are, first of all, deductions that you have taken here. These 3 are 3 deductions that I have already taught you in your syllabus. These 3 are 3 deductions out of those 20. Do you know tax benefits to be forward? So these deductions are covered in those 20. Means you won't get in new regime. And because you are not taking in the new regime, that means your NTT and ATI will become same only. Then no need for AMT. That is why they have abolished MAT and AMT in the new regime. Because somewhere they also believe this is nonsense. Give deduction and then don't give deduction. But they have abolished, which is sensible. Abolish the deduction, abolish AMT MAT. But problem is that one word, optional. That means in old regime, I will take deduction. I will compute NTTI. Then I will don't take deduction. I will compute ATI and calculate AMT. Whichever is higher will be my tax as per old regime. Go to new regime. In that deduction is not applicable. Calculate tax as per new regime. Only one calculation because AMT is not applicable. You have not taken deduction only. And then tax as per old or tax as per. Kya time pass hai bhai. Kya time pass. And believe me, if new regime becomes compulsory, then all this deduction will be mandatorily abolished. MAT ka chapter, AMT is still very small. I will tell you these 3 step chapter will get over. AMT in final also it's a very small chapter. Just that final we have more complicated and bigger questions on it. MAT takes 4 to 5 lectures to be taught at CFI. Now you realize that if new regime becomes compulsory, what can be the quantum of reduction in the law? What can be the quantum of reduction? Do you understand? They don't need to bring a new income tax law only to reduce the size of the law. They can simply make new regime compulsory automatically. Automatically. The law will reduce by 30%. Automatically the law will reduce. I thought sometimes feel today only I should tweet. Dear FMO, PMO, if you want to really make the income tax law simple, less complicated, you don't need to take the hassle of bringing a new law and the implementation, where everyone, including taxpayers and professionals, are already troubled with the haphazard implementation of GST. Just simply do two steps. One, make new regime compulsory. Two, old redundant sections which have no practical relevance now, delete those sections. You do these two steps, income tax law ka size will reduce by 30, 40, maybe 50%. You don't need to bring a new law. In case of difficulty, kindly contact my office, ssproeducare@gmail.com. Don't call me on my personal number. You may be the PM, but I am very busy. Contact my office, please. You don't understand how to do it? Give it to me. I will charge less. Obviously. See, I am going to give my time, energy, effort. Not much of time, energy, effort will be required also, because I know by heart what has to be announced. Just that you need someone appropriate to listen to this. I don't need any paper, pen, anything. Paper, pen, I'm for telling the other person I will have to probably write and give. I can orally speak and tell you, remove this. See what happens. And there won't be any substantial difference to the pocket of the taxpayer and the government. Because your tax liability will be more or less same. Government ka recovery will be more or less same. Income tax law will be less complicated, smaller, concise, logical. Now you know whom to vote for as finance minister. Although, see, me speaking it will not make sense. If you really want to do something good for the country, so you should tweet to PMO, tag PMO. Dear PMO, in my opinion, there is a perfect candidate for finance minister who will solve all the problems of this ministry, will not be trolled at all. Kindly make and then tag me, the finance minister, and see the difference. And then you keep on retweet. You never know, by the time you come to see a final, you have a very, very simple law to study. Do it with that motivation. And this is the logic, or rather, I should say, the illogic of AMT by way of AMT. They are not just three additions, they are three deductions taken in NTTI. And you know all three of them. Because I have taught, sorry, you don't know all three of them. Let me correct my statement. I have taught all three of them. The huge difference between the two. You knowing and me teaching. I have taught. You know or you don't know, that you decide. Nonsense and nonsense. On record, finance minister has said that I want to abolish. We will have to wait and watch. If by chance new regime becomes compulsory, then AMT met all these chapters will be abolished from the income tax law. So start with NTTI, net taxable total income, and add three things. First, the special economic zone deduction that you have taken under section 10AA. Add it back. Special economic zone deduction under 10AA. So are we aware? First 5 years, next 5 years, are we aware of that deduction? What do we do with that deduction? Do we reduce our total income? Now don't take that deduction, increase and pay this tax called alternate minimum tax. So, pagal log, don't give only the deduction. No. So go check new regime, SEZ deduction is not allowed. Go check, SEZ deduction not allowed. So no need for alternate minimum tax in the new regime. Second, deduction under section 35 AD. What is this? Specified business. आओ deduction लो. Correct है? Are you taking deduction of purchase price of fixed assets and reducing your income? Add that deduction back. But here there is a twist, which this also we have discussed while doing PGBP chapter. Small twist, slight twist, but yes, there is a twist. When I take 100% deduction of fixed asset, the real benefit is not 100, because when I take deduction, I also forego the depreciation. So the net benefit that I take under section 35 AD, can I say is 100 minus the depreciation foregone? Yes or no? I will add the net amount. For example, furniture worth 1 lakh. I take 35 AD deduction of 1 lakh, but I am losing 10,000 depreciation. So net benefit is 90. I will add only 90. Is this a deduction again that you have taken in NTTI? So SEZ deduction reduces NTTI, 35 AD deduction reduces NTTI. Same is the case here. Specific income related chapter 6A deduction. First of all, we are adding your chapter 6A deduction. Is that reducing your income? Yes. But chapter 6A deduction has 3 categories. Expenditure related. You have spent money. We don't want to trouble you about that. On new regime, so we don't allow that also. Other deduction, which is the only deduction in other deduction, 80U. We don't want to trouble you. You are already troubled. Income related deduction. Everyone listen to this. Other income related, RTTA, TTB. You are not actually doing anything for that deduction. That deduction is happening on its own. Just like, bol abhi? Just like interest, that is interest. Like what? That's what. It happens on its own without any effort. Then that is not intentional deduction. We won't touch that. Observe carefully. We are only touching your specific income related deduction, that is QQB and double J double. You know what? When we did deductions chapter, I told you about the categories: expense, specific income, other, and we learned the deduction category by category. You could have always asked a doubt, sir. Ultimately, whether 80C, 80U, or 80 double J double. I have to subtract all of them from GTI. Not that I will subtract against something else. Ultimately, all categories are deduction under chapter 6A only. Why are you doing time pass of this is expense or this is income? Ultimately, deduction is deduction. Because everywhere you don't consider all the deductions. Here, you are not going to touch your expenditure, your other, or your TTA, TTB. In inter syllabus, we only have QQB and double J double A. Only that we get. Final, we have some more, of course. Only we will be adding these 3. And once we add these 3, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations, you have derived your adjusted total income. Do you realize that all these 3 things, now you will be able to relate, are all of them deductions while doing NTTI? Are all of them reducing your normal tax? So disallow and pay alternate minimum tax, that is 18.5% on this amount. Arey to pagal, don't give only deductions, no. And where have they done this? Don't take deduction and don't pay AMT. New taxation regime. Understood? Start with NTTI, add back 3 things. That's your adjusted total income. Apply 18.5%. Surcharge will depend on this amount. Cess will always come, and that, ladies and gentlemen, will give you your AMT. You have to pay normal tax or AMT, whichever is higher. Everyone is clear on this? Pakka 100%? Brave. Clear hai? Fantastic. Some other general points to be noted. Calculation is over. General points to be noted. First, AMT is not applicable to 4 assessees. 1, 2, 3, 4. Listen. If the first 2 you don't tell me, I will do pokal bamboo with you. You have to tell me the first 2. Otherwise, I will drop you home today. After my lecture, you have another lecture? No, you have test. You won't give test. I will take you on test. And all those who stay in my area, I promise that I will drop you till home. And in between, if there is hospital, maybe you need to get admitted there. If the first 2 you don't tell me. Come on, I think people have already spoken. Company, why they have met. And second, new regime. Now, new regime, here we will write BAC, BAD, and BAE. Why, sir? because we can't write BAABAB, that is for companies. No? Others come in this section. Or simply write new regime, that is also fine. New regime meant AMT is not applicable now. You know the logic also. Third one, if you tell me, it's a Saturday. Individual HO is not applicable. Rubbish. I was going to give offer, but because of these two females here, the whole class will lose the offer. Stupid answer, wrong answer. Think. क्यों दो? Who told you to be overexcited? I was going to say it's a Saturday evening, after class I will take you somewhere. Your test must be of what, 2 hours? 1 hour. I will wait for 1 hour for you to complete your test. And wherever we'll go together. If you will give me the third one. The third case where not applicable. What is this? Look at the desperation levels. Wrong. ये क्या है? It is applicable. I have given you rate. What are you saying? Sir, purposely give wrong answer to make it clear we are not interested in your offer. What deductions? Which 3 deductions? Any assessee who has not taken. Achha, by the way, I said what? If they wouldn't have spoken in between, I would have given the offer. But before that only I told you, they spoke in between and therefore I am not giving the offer. When I spoke about the offer, no, that after class I will wait for you for 1 hour and we will go together. Before that I said I would have. Did you notice the words? You can rewind and play the lecture when you watch your backup. I would have given the offer. Any assessee who has not taken 10. So next time, you have very few times remaining, to be very honest. Next time, you wait for me to complete. Abhi, most likely that next chance will come in CA final only. So she is not getting any chance for sure. Iska to chances are over. Projector will be there in the classroom. I may not be there. I can't make it more obvious now. Then don't say कि sir आपने तो बोला. I'll tell you one simple thing. Online नहीं. I'll tell you. देखो. Online नहीं तो online also will be offline from somewhere. Best idea है. Best idea. देखो. Confirm कर लेते हैं. If there is someone. कोई है क्या ऑफिस में? कोई भी नहीं. बाहर कोई बैठा है? केबिन में कोई है? हाँ तो I was saying something. सुनो. Clear I'm saying. Okay. Whenever students take admission at CA final, they have 2 options. Either take admission with the class or take admission with me. Ultimately, class gives its list. I give my list. Class says this is what total you have received. This is total we have received. This is the total. Out of this much is yours and this much is ours. So either I have to pay if more people have taken admission with me, or class has to pay me if more people have taken admission with the class. The total amount of settlement. The total portion of the fee is shared. In fact, when students directly take admission with me, if the batch size or group size is minimum 5 students at a time, if 5 students make a group and come, then I give some concession from my share. So class ko I pay that share full. Then it is none of your business whom I have given what discount. I am bearing from my share. So your share I will give you. You consider full amount. No? I have decided. So basically you have both options. Okay. So point क्या है? You decide what is your priority. That classroom location. That projector. This AC is nice. Our General is the best brand actually. Daikin and General are considered as best. Yes. So you come and sit here in the class. Whoever teaches, your priority was O general. And somebody will be there. Or alternatively, there are students, not you, but there are students who say, sir, you go at any railway station and start your class, I will come and there with a natural air we will take. We don't want any AC. We don't want any projector. You have that option. And of course, I am not going to teach on a railway station. We will have similar infra in whichever classroom it is. Because somewhere I am going to teach. And even if you don't want to come to that location, this facility mein to students of Kerala, Tamil Nadu are also attending. End of the day, your safest way is to enroll with me. I'll tell you the location. If you're comfortable with the location, come there. Otherwise, this option is there. And one thing I must say, that there are two physical locations of me in Mumbai. One South Mumbai, one North Mumbai. I have one batch at both places. So whenever is your attempt, I will be in that area for that attempt. You take a call, because if you are from the same city, from nearby area, so believe me, there is no replacement of offline coaching. And next best option is online live. If you have some issue, you are bedridden and you don't have any other facility, then online live. That's the second best option. Or you are not from the same city, then that's the second best option. And you can give priority to the AC and the projector also. But I will be having some AC, some projector wherever I am. अभी बाद में बोलना मत कि सर आपने बोला. Advance में I am informing you. And I know at least one of you who has some internal animosity with me, who has some internal issue with me. Two of you. You today only go, sir. You know what, in today's lecture, tax sir was saying, sir, has he told you, sir? All these were examples. I am not saying that. I just am, giving you some hints. Not that I am actually doing it. That you'll come to know. Social media is so powerful that today or tomorrow, two people are continuing with each other or no. You come to know easily and automatically. If the class brings someone better, rather class will only bring that better faculty to make a video. From today onwards, I am going to be taking your direct tax batches. Automatically you will come to know. And professor goes somewhere, the professor also makes. From today onwards, I am going to teach at this particular place. These days, तो we see in CA coaching, वो IPL का auction is going on. वो mobile number portability, no CA professor portability is going on. Not one individual faculty, but a team of 20-30 faculty is there porting coaching classes. We've seen all this in the recent past. Come on, we are aware of that. If you are at least from Mumbai, you are aware of that, what happened recently. It sent waves of shock. All coaching class owners are literally scared, and they actually started, beta, you need anything. At least the good teachers. Don't worry. You have any issue, any problem, you decide. You are the boss here. All coaching classes came down to that level with that fear. You never know who will go away at one point of time. Therefore, I am only making you aware of what may or may not happen. Is that clear? Everyone? So ladies and gentlemen, I said I would have given you the offer if you wouldn't have spoken in between. Any assessee who has not taken last wala nahi. I will give you the chance. Let us complete the third one. Any assessee who has not taken 10. Any assessee who has not taken 35 AD. And any assessee who has not taken that only specific income related chapter 6. Think about it. If this is 000, then there is no need for alternate minimum tax, because NTTI, ATI are same. Precisely why we don't have ATI, AMT in the new regime. No? Hello. Everyone is clear? Last wala. Dekho. First two I have taught. Third, if you observe the logic of the chapter carefully, so you could have given the answer. Fourth, I have not taught. You won't be able to give the correct answer. Still, if you want to try, I don't mind. I have not taught, and it is not logic. It is just a condition given that following people not applicable. But third one, you could have identified by using your common sense. Understood, everyone? If you are an individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP, and your adjusted total income. What is adjusted total income? NTTI plus the three things. That amount on which we are applying 18.5%. is not exceeding rupees 20 lakh. Listen, oh garib pawa pittavan. Listen. Listen, you are so garib, you are so poor that after adding everything, this is also not exceeding. See, this being zero is also probability if you have maybe taken 10 crore SEZ deduction or 35 AD or income related deduction. This being zero, understandable. But after adding back the deduction, if you are reaching only 20 lakh, you are so, you basically income tax department considers you as untouchable, normal loss. We don't want to, you understand? Are untouchable? We don't want to even touch you and spoil our hands. Bro, if we spit on you, we waste our saliva. Naina, you didn't understand. If we spit on you, we waste our saliva. क्या गंदा गंदा you are listening and asking me to repeat also. You understand? Normal loss. Ignore them. Ignore who? Anti-TI less than equal to 20 lakh 9. ATI less than equal to 20. Is that clear? Next. Congratulations and celebrations. I want the world to know I'm happy as can be. Congratulations and jubilations. We will be solving sums on calculation of adjusted total income. On that ATI, we will be applying 18.5%. We'll get our AMT. That's our answer. In real life, if there is an assessee who has done that calculation will be considered as wrong. Under that calculation, the moment you put the sign of a CA with stamp and membership number, that calculation will become correct. In real life, calculation of adjusted total income will be considered as correct only if a CA has signed that report. A special report will be required from a chartered accountant. Only a chartered accountant, nobody else. And in the new income tax law also, it is the same. CMA Institute, CS Institute did not force a lot. They also requested. But CMA Institute, Cost and Management Accountants, fought a lot that they should also get the power of tax audit. We have immense respect for the professional bodies. See, they are ultimately professional bodies. We should not be disrespecting anyone. I to respect my competitors also, despite knowing that, in fact, I know that I am the best. I respect my competitors. They said that we also have accountant in our name. So we should also be considered as accountant for the purpose of tax audit. Then, I don't know whether you are following the news. 2 days ago, the new president of ICAI. Every year, January, February, mein president changes. So, President Sir Charanjot Singh Nanda, the new president of ICAI, he on record gave a statement to Economic Times that tax audits are only and only responsibility of chartered accountants. It is our forte. Nobody else has expertise on this. Clear statement. Earlier, presidents used to hesitate to give statements, bold statements to me. He has made a bold statement at the first beginning only, first statement only. No one else should get tax audit. To which CMA Institute responded by saying that tax audit is not actually audit. We are only checking compliance of income tax law. Actually, company audit is audit. We don't want that. That you give to chartered accountants. Tax audit is not audit. Matlab, they are saying that in our name, accountant is there. So we are also accountant. But in tax audit, the word audit is there, but it is not audit. In our name, CMA is for accountant. So we should also be considered accountant because we have accountant in our name. But tax audit should not be considered audit even if it has audit in the name. Well, respected institutes. We know there is management at ICAI, ICSI, ICMA. You never know, government may just one day propose to merge the three bodies. Why should we fight? Well, we live in a country where Shiv Sena and Congress became one. Then anything can become, anyone can become. We live in CA coaching fraternity where two coaching organizations heads who always criticize each other in the worst and disrespectful words one day have merged with each other and come under one common brand. नहीं कौन सा don't do as if you are expecting me to say names on record after class. And I know after class you will wait and ask me, sir, कौन सा था? Have you ever asked your doubt like that? Anything can happen. Anything can happen. You never know. There can always be government made by BJP and Congress together. You never know. Anything can happen. So let's not disrespect other professional institutes. Let's not even say that we are better than them. At least in our competitors, we can say we are better than our competitors. But they are also professional bodies. Each one of them has a forte. So ICAI has audits and accounting as forte. ICSI maybe has company law and all other laws as forte. You generally see people doing CS also do law. And CMAs have a cost accounting, financial management, working capital management, maybe that part as our forte. But if as their forte, you understand, our syllabus contains all the subjects, but priority we give to auditing, taxation, etc. because that is our main job. So let's not disrespect. They are experts in certain areas. We are experts in certain areas. Why should we disrespect? Those students are also buying my video lectures. So we can't disrespect any professional body, bro. The same lecture that I am taking for CA students is also being purchased by students who are pursuing CMA, both at inter as well as final. Of course, I do give a disclaimer that these lectures are applicable for CA. Syllabus is majorly same. Little change here and there, 5-10% you will have to manage. In CMA coaching, there is no appropriate coaching only, so people still prefer this. But this much is enough for me to clear those exams. Good. But remember one thing, when it comes to the statutory power of signing, I mean no disrespect to anybody who is paying, but when it comes to specific power to sign, only one profession ka sign is acceptable. You will solve the sum. Today you will get marks. After becoming CA, that same calculation will be done by articles of your office. Everything they will do, huh? What you have to do, only sign and stamp. You will get money for signing. So next time that Didi says, don't do CA in 2024. So that is over. So in 2025 you can do it. She last year made a video. Don't do CA in 2024. Do the following courses. Read the caption. They purposely make small duration videos. More comes in the caption. So because you are reading the caption, that video is played in a loop again and again and again and again. And Instagram has this algorithm that if a video is being played in multiple loops, so they boost it further by themselves. It is considered as a liked video. So they make that video popular. So therefore these small duration videos become more popular because people are reading the caption. Duration small, caption big if you want to make your video viral. There has to be some sense also in your caption and video. Video should generate interest, attraction, and then read the caption, which is what everyone does. Social media also has one algorithm that any video that people have watched till the end, that means it is being liked by people. Which is why you often see people saying, watch till the end, watch till the end. And these days what I do is I say, don't watch till the end. So I will be proud of you. Because we are filled with idiots. That if you tell them don't watch till the end, they will actually watch till the end. You know this now. I actually wrote don't watch till the end and I will be very proud of you. That video got maximum views. Believe me. So mitro, whoever says whatever about CA course, whatever is the trouble that you are facing in your life, which is clearly visible, 8 hours plus some time of traveling, plus self-study, plus one day you don't do question, next day professor is doing tandav on your head. One day you missed any lecture, next day professor gives you taunts in class. So much trouble you are taking. You can record this also and keep it somewhere. That day when you will have the degree in your hand, that day you must be seeing pictures and videos of people who have had their convocation recently. When institute conducted convocation, handed over the membership certificates in those proper convocation dress. That day when you will get that certificate and you click your picture with your parents, no, you have no idea what that feels. No idea what that feels. You'll believe that you have achieved a lot in life. That day when you tell people that I am a chartered accountant, look at the way they look at you and they talk to you. People of my parents' age come and say, sir, 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 sir. If I am sitting in the society meeting, any meeting, and if I raise my hand, normally you always see society meeting where people are throwing chairs, abusing each other. That is how every housing society meet ends. But the moment I say, Chairman, sir, I want to say something, both sides actually stop fighting and they listen to me. Well, sir, if he is, they know that he won't take sides of his friends. He will take sides of people who are doing good in the interest of the society. They will always wait to listen to me. They are elder than me. They have more experience of life than me. What do I have? What do I have at this young age? See, that respect that you will get. And I am sure if you tell anybody that you are doing CA also, forget about becoming CA. You have already seen the difference, the way in which people see you, look at you, talk to you. Talk to any random stranger. क्या कर रहे हो? I'm doing CA. And see the way they look at you. Ask your parents, ask your grandparents. If choice is yours, they will always tell you to do. If choice is there, they will tell you you do whatever you want. We won't force you. But if you ask them, there is no better course than CA. And let me prove it to you. In terms of expenditure incurred to get a professional degree, try comparing this course with CPA, CMA, ACCA, CFA, where one course, one exam fees is equivalent to the total cost of becoming CA. Or in terms of statutory power, go check tax audit ka section 44AB, go check 115JC, go check wherever and whatever you want, bro. Nobody else ka sign is going to work. No one, no one, no one else. If there is only one signature, and your signature is more powerful than that of the chartered accountant. And you know what? Who told this? You know who said that your signature is more powerful than the signature of the prime minister? The prime minister himself. आपका signature. He has that Formula One style of speaking. Dun, dun, आपका signature. आपका signature. प्रधानमंत्री के सिग्नेचर में वो ताकत नहीं जो ताकत एक चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट की सिग्नेचर. He said it. He said it. 1st July 2017, the launch day of GST, also happened to be CA day. ICAI Central Council in Delhi, in an auditorium, had conducted CA day program, and also launch of GST. Chief guest Prime Minister. Prime Minister spoke for more than an hour, and in that 45 minutes, if I was allowed to speak certain words in the classroom, I would have spoken the actual word. But in those 45 minutes, he screwed the bad habits of the CA profession. Well, I did demonetization. All of you all cancelled your Diwali holidays and came back. Why? So that you can adjust cash of your clients. All of you all do the setting. Please understand, you are acting as an interface between government and taxpayer. Government taxpayer don't talk to each other. You are the communication board. You will decide whether the country economy will grow or not. You will decide where government funds will be properly used or not used. You have the power to run the economy. But you are indulging in these practices, which are basically Modi government has hatred for chartered accountants, not because they are anti-CA, but because every smart plan which Modi government brought to recover undisclosed money, etc., chartered accountants have found some loopholes and helped their clients. Bro, we opened bank accounts of all our house helps during demonetization and deposited 250 in each of their accounts and told them don't ask salary for 1 month. We found smart plans. Some chartered accountants who gave lot of business to banks for loans of their clients, etc., had a back door always open. They used to go with bags filled with cash and exchange them into 2000 rupee notes and come back. Basically, one big reason behind failure of demonetization was chartered accountants. And Modi ji did not like it. So he spoke a lot about, but he ended by saying, you are more powerful. If you decide economy has to grow, then no one can stop the economy. So let us work together for developing the economy. I need your support. Will you give me the support? And of course, to which especially people from South India reacted by saying, but no, because South mein people don't like. वो fact है, we are aware of that. But he did make this statement at least about our profession. Your signature is more powerful. Whoever you are, Didi, and if my voice is reaching you, so Didi, let me tell you one more time that all those other courses that you recommended, Didi, they are not allowed to sign, Didi. Understood, Didi? So next time, don't give NTCA statements because I am still giving you a lot of respect. You may probably be younger than me. Still, I am referring to you as elder sister. Didi, I am respecting you because you are a lady. If I come down to speaking the words which I actually want to tell you, no, Didi, you will not be left with anything. I am telling you. Okay. Next time you criticize me as a person, I have got no problem. You criticize anything about me, I have no problem. You tell me I don't know how to talk or how to eat or how to walk or how to sing or how to dance, I have no problem. You speak one single word about my profession, Didi. So you will be responsible for everything that I will say. Please make sure this reaches Didi. Please make sure this reaches Didi. I did comment, Didi, let's have a healthy debate. But Didi did not reply. Still waiting for reply. Though some of my other students commented, बोलना तेरे से नहीं हुआ, बोलना तू फेल हुई थी. I said, see, they can do. Me with my blue tick account can't be doing all that. That will be immensely disrespectful. So students doing it is, I did not instigate them. They are doing it by their own. I didn't say anything. I just said, Didi, let's have a debate. Didi didn't reply. CA report is going to be compulsory. Ladies and gentlemen, no other signature is going to work. Everyone is clear? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Devyo Sajjano Mitro, congratulations, Abhinandan. That is your chapter, alternate minimum tax. So, yes, in today's lecture, we have started and completed 2 chapters. Chandu to came after 1 chapter, got over. Hey, what makes you laugh? You have any moral right to laugh at that joke? If you read question, no, first question of AMT, question number and page number. AMT, alternate minimum tax. Question number. अरे question number Mr. X है. Question number 203. Page number Mr. X. Page number 218. Now read Mr. X.
Mr. X furnishes you the following details pertaining to the financial year 24-25. Net profit as per profit and loss account 90 lakhs. Depreciation debited in profit and loss account 7 lakhs. Depreciation allowable under section 32 9 lakhs. Inadmissible or disallowable expenses 5 lakhs. Deduction under section 10AA computed 12 lakhs. Deduction under section 10IA computed
10 IA 80 IA 80 IA.
60 lakhs.
Now please understand. This is his PGBP data given to you. This is SEZ deduction. This is one income related chapter 6 deduction which may not be in your syllabus. Please pay attention. While this may not be under your syllabus, if the question is saying this is a chapter 6 deduction, see, expenditure related deductions get over at the G series. So anything that you have in the I series or J series or M, everything other than 80U is income related deduction only. And TTA, TTB are other income related. So if you get anything under H, I, J, anything, that means we are talking about income related deduction. That means, can I say these 2 deductions you will take, reduce your income and therefore reduce your tax, but while calculating your alternate minimum tax, you have to do what? Add them back and calculate AMT. So what else is given to you? Compute total income, adjusted total income and tax liability for the assessment year 25-26. Assume that the assessee has opted for, bro, only when he is opting for old regime you can calculate alternate minimum tax. Understood? So step number 1, we will calculate our normal income, no NTTI. In NTTI, if you observe, there is only one income that he has given, net profit, PGBP. So we will have to go and calculate PGBP. PGBP ka income starts how? Net profit as per profit and loss account. What is the net profit as per profit and loss account? 90 lakh. Then what about the other data? They have given you depreciation as per books of accounts. What to do with the depreciation? So that is typically the PGBP ka format, depreciation as per books of accounts. How much? 7 lakh. But every time you add depreciation as per books, you should make it a point that you immediately do what? Less the depreciation as per tax liability. So we will have our less side also, where we will be taking depreciation as per tax. How much is the depreciation as per tax? 9 lakh. Correct hai? Hello? Fantastic. Next, disallowed expense. What to do with disallowed expense? How much is that? 5 lakh. What next? Deductions. So write them on the left side. No, they don't come here. They will be from the total. So first we will complete our PGBP. This is 12 lakh. This is 1 crore 2 lakh. This is 9 lakh. And this is gross total income 93 lakh. Because it is a deduction, not an exemption. If it was an exemption, we would have subtracted here itself. That's the difference between exemption and deduction. And at this stage of syllabus completion, you are expected to know the difference between exemption and deduction. Correct? Hai? So what are the two deductions that are given to us? 10 double A. How much? 12 lakh. And you have ATIA of 60 lakh, giving you total deduction of 72 lakh and giving you net taxable total income of 21 lakh. Question over, Harsh? Now what? What is your normal tax? Please calculate normal tax. Assessee is in old regime, that is clearly given. 11 lakh into 30% plus 1 lakh 12,500 plus giving you 4 lakh 60,000. Correct? Then now what? Calculate your adjusted total income. Start with not net profit. Now PGBP starts with net profit. Here we start with NTTI. NTTI was 21. All you have to go and check is, has the assessee taken SEZ deduction? So add it. What is the SEZ deduction taken by the assessee? 12 lakh. Has the assessee taken 3580 deduction? No. But the assessee had taken chapter 6A income related of 60 lakhs. So total that we are adding is 72 lakh. That means, ladies and gentlemen, your adjusted total income comes to 93 lakh. Now what do you want to do on this? Alternate minimum tax. What rate you will do? 18.5%. How much do you get? 1720,500. Is that your final answer? Surcharge. You've not added surcharge here. Huh? If ATI exceeds 50 lakh, so you will add surcharge here. Correct hai? That's it? No. Obviously, add 4% cess. 19 lakh 250. Everyone with me? Has everyone got this? Is this answer right answer? Yes. Are we right? No. Is answer correct? Yes. Are we correct? No. Sir, we think you need a break. Is answer right? Yes. But are we right? क्या sir? क्या exactly are you trying to say? अरे that तो we will choose रे बाबा. I am talking only about the calculation of 1968 to 52. Is the calculation correct? Yes. Are you correct? No. Because you have made a very big mistake, which may not cost you in this question, but it will cost you in some other question. This answer is right, but fundamentally, conceptually, you have made a mistake if you at this stage did not say this is greater than 20 lakh, therefore I will calculate. You did not. If you checked this before doing this, tell me, I trust you. You calculated AMT only after checking 20 lakhs? Tell me that, then I trust you. Make a claim at least. Nahin na, so you are fundamentally wrong. If this was not 93 but only 13 lakh, I will say ATI not applicable. Till 20 lakh, it is not applicable. For adjusted total income to be applicable, it has to be greater than. Are you understanding this? You answered without thinking. Understood? Clear hai? And for which SSC we have to check this? Individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP. Actually at Inter, only they are your assessees now. So institute won't play game. At final, what they do? They ask a question on form LLP. And this amount in that question is 13 lakh. Now there are some over enthusiastic students. They say, sir, if it is up to 20 lakh, then AMT is not applicable. Khatam. Because that 20 lakh has to be checked only for slab rate assessees. Firm AOP, a firm LLP is not covered in that. But at Inter, they won't do that. Is that clear? You didn't check only. You understand what is wrong? Fantastic. Of course. Finally, your liability is going to be whichever is higher. I am not denying that. I am not denying that. But are you clear? Okay, fantastic. Now, question number 204.
Mr. X engaged in setting and operating cold chain facility operated from 1st April 2000. On 1st May 24, Mr. X acquired one plant and machinery for 20 lakhs. Compute the tax liability of Mr. X in business income before allowing depreciation and deduction under Section 35 AD is 90 lakhs. Assume that the SSC has opted for old tax regime or traditional tax regime.
Calculate what? Total income and tax. Now understand. Sir, here where is the relevance of alternate minimum tax? 35 AD ka deduction is a part of this calculation. So before taking the deduction, the income is 90 lakh. Do you understand from this 90 lakh I am going to be taking my, come on, deduction. So what is your PGBP before deduction? 90 lakhs. From this we are going to do what? Minus which deduction? 35 AD deduction, which is going to be 100% of the cost of your asset. How much is the cost of my asset? So giving me, you understand, in the absence of any other income, this only becomes my net taxable total income. So first of all, let's calculate tax on 70 lakh. क्या 18.5%. 19 lakh 18 lakh. How? 60 lakh का 30%. Fantastic. 18 lakh plus 1 lakh 12,500. That is 19 lakh 12,500 plus Popat. नहीं नहीं, first attempt is the best attempt. Welcome to taxation, where every time you think you are right, you don't even know what mistake you have. This time, NTTI itself is exceeding. And when NTTI itself exceeds 50 lakh, that means in the normal tax calculation also, you will be having what? 60 lakh into 30% plus 1 lakh 12,500. That is 19 lakh 12,500 is your basic tax. But you will have to do all this and come to 2187. You have not done surcharge. You have ruined your question. Despite, just imagine, AMT easy chapter, easy calculation and likelihood of getting full marks. But if in the easy wala part you do this, then you are already inviting trouble. See, no matter how difficult your paper will be, any subject, there will be scope of scoring the passing marks. There will always, in the toughest of papers, be some questions which are very, very easy and straightforward. Only thing is, you have to have more and more exam-oriented practice of writing paper in 3 hours. There will always be scope of clearing. But if while approaching those questions you make these mistakes, then you are spoiling your chances. It's all about the probability game. Good paper, or matlab easy paper, difficult paper, what is the benchmark? Difficult paper does not mean 100 marks you will not know. Easy paper does not mean 100 marks you will know. If 40 marks is easy and rest is difficult, then it's a difficult paper. And if 40 marks is difficult and rest is easy, then it is easy. That means in the difficult paper also, there will be scope of scoring those passing marks. Plus, paper checkers have instruction to be lenient because paper setters know that the paper was difficult. Clear instructions are given that be very strict. So when your paper is very easy, you are unlucky, remember. Because small mistake you will make, they will deduct full marks because that is the instruction. You should be clear about this manipulation by board of studies before approaching, because if you know the game played by the other person, you know how to modify your game. Always attempt those questions which are easy first, where you are confident of getting marks. Always attempt that first. Understood? Okay. This business in 2015 was my new business. I am continuing my business. Now I am buying plant and machinery. Understood? Is the question over? No. This is your salary. Normal tax. Now what to do? ATI. How to start? NTTI. NTTI is 70 lakh. But we have to add back 1. Have I taken SEZ? No. Income related chapter 6 hai? No. I have only taken 35 AD ka deduction. So I will add the 20 lakh rupees. Yes or no? But 20 lakh minus the depreciation foregone, where you will have to go and see which asset is this. On 20 lakh, if I would have taken depreciation, I would have taken 15%. That is, I have lost my benefit of. Please understand, here they can make it more complicated for you if they give you the date of purchase of plant and machinery not in May but in November. Then you don't have to do 15%. You have to do 15% ka half rate will apply. Here, this is cold chain facility. Therefore, it is only 15%. Had it been any other business of the specified which involves manufacturing activity, then 15 plus additional depreciation of 20, all that will be a part of your calculation. This is very straightforward. It was May and it is non-manufacturing. So only 15% depreciation, giving you 17 lakh and giving you your adjusted total income of 87 lakh. Is that clear? Now what? AMT? Why? So you have to do that. This is greater than 20 lakh. Therefore, I will go and calculate alternate minimum tax at 18.5%. Then after 18.5, surcharge because this is also exceeding. And then of course add 4% HEC, giving you total of 18 lakh 268, and therefore out of higher of the two we will be paying normal tax 21 lakh 87,900 because that is the higher of the two tax liabilities. Is that clear, everyone? That, ladies and gentlemen, is your chapter called AMT, that is alternate minimum tax. Everyone is clear? Chalo, we'll take a break of 10 minutes. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a big question arises. Sir, now income calculation done. 3 chapters of tax calculation क्या है? 3 chapters of the pagal. I am asking income calculation done. She did this. Stretching. You see Bollywood movies में ऐसा पकड़ के ठक करके they kill the villains. I do that. नहीं. Income calculation done. 3 chapters of tax calculation done. Sir, then syllabus is done or no? Sir, yes, syllabus is done. Ladies and gentlemen, your portion is over. Direct tax portion is over, but we still have 4 chapters. And that's the beauty of direct tax. You have 4 chapters remaining after syllabus is over. Yeah. So sometimes we don't understand only what exactly you are trying to tell us. Your syllabus is over, but 4 chapters left. Sir, what exactly are these 4 chapters? Please understand. I have calculated my income. I have calculated my tax. With respect to my calculations of income and tax, I now have 2 responsibilities. Please pay attention. One, I have calculated income, but I have to show that calculation. And after I show that calculation, I have to also pay my taxes. So the remaining chapters are basically on showing your calculation, paying your taxes, and in case you don't pay your taxes within time or you don't show your calculation within time, for the delay in filing your return, that is showing your calculation, and for the delay in making payment, you will be liable for interest. So we have a chapter, advanced tax and interest, regarding that. These are the chapters that we have remaining. The only second occasion in your entire syllabus where I am going to change the order of chapters. I did it only once in the past. I did house property before salary. Now we know the reason. Salary was bit complicated. So we had to start with something easy. We did house property first. Then we did everything in order. And only the second time. Because if I do advanced tax and TDS TCS first, so you may not understand a few things. And for this, the only second occasion when I will change your order, I will be doing your chapter return filing before those chapters. So 18th chapter of your syllabus, which also happens to be the last chapter of the textbook, the last chapter of your syllabus, I am doing first. After we finish this chapter, we will finish our advanced tax interest wala chapter and we will finish TDS TCS wala chapter. We are going to, ladies and gentlemen, the chapter called return filing. When you come to CA final, in CA final, the same chapter is called assessment procedure. Name of the same chapter, means data is same chapter, but the name is changing to assessment procedure. What exactly is this chapter, return filing? Please understand. Have you calculated your income on the basis of NTTI? I am asking you, do you know calculation? On that, have you calculated your tax? Fantastic. So, do you know your income? Yes. Do you know your tax? You know your income, you know your tax. You know your income, you know your tax. But the officer who is sitting in the income tax department, the assessing officer, he is not Nirmal Baba. He is not Radhe Ma. He is not Asaram Bapu. He is not Bobby Deol. He does not have supernatural powers. He has guessed your income. He can't guess your income. He does not have those powers. You will have to communicate your income. Means this is the procedure of the income tax law after calculation is over. First calculate, then communicate. So you will have to tell your income and tax to him. Officer will not come and ask you. You will have to tell what is your income, what is your tax. How will you do it? WhatsApp. Hey bro, what's up? Long time no see. Hey bro, this is my income, bro. Tax it now, bro. And if he's leaving extra tax, he's disallowing some expenses. Hey bro, chill no, bro. Don't do no. Come on, yeah. Bro got no chill. Bro, please hesitate. Okay, yeah. WhatsApp? No. Some people will show off. No, sir. I will iMessage. No. Apple में होता है iMessage. Instagram Messenger. पर idea है. Officer का Instagram account. You send him DM over this. Send. You can send files over the messenger also. To send your calculation. Calculate, take photo, send it to. Hey, pagal. You don't have to do it like this. You have to pick up a form decided by the CBDT. Fill that form, name of the assessee, PAN, previous year, assessment year, etc. Write your income computation head by head, salary, house property, PCBP, capital gain, other sources, clubbing, set off, deductions, NTTI, then basic tax, rebate, surcharge cess. That full statement. Achha, basic tax, rebate, surcharge cess, relief will give you liability. One, you calculate liability. On the side, you give your prepaid taxes, advance tax, TDS. Then the difference will be payable or refundable. Submit that to him and he will check it. And that paper that you are submitting is called your income tax return. Outside this classroom, the illiterate audience calls it ITR, 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 income tax return. Gulabo, thoda ITR किया इतर, ITR इतर. Bad joke. Very, I know. The technical legal name is not ITR, it is ROI, return of income. You have to file that. That means, can I say we are giving it to you as a duty? So, what is this chapter actually going to do? This chapter is going to give you some duties. Calculation is over. Now, your duty. Duty number one, as an assessee, it is your duty to do what? File your ROI. You can't WhatsApp, bro. File your ROI. You are with me? Next, when you file your ROI, you have to also sign. And some years ago, they removed the word sign and they brought the word verify. See, authentication is important. I'll tell you the reason. Every chartered accountant has got the user ID and password of the assessee because you have to expose that much to your. Therefore, one thing you have to clearly understand: in front of your doctor and in front of your chartered accountant, you don't have to be shy to remove your clothes. You will have to remove your clothes in front of your doctor and your chartered accountant. You can't hide anything from them. Lawyer also, if you indulge in cases like him, you have to reveal everything. You know, when a lawyer fights a murder case, the culprit will first come and say, sir, yes, I did this. Then the lawyer will use his brain to find out, okay, in this story, what can the police target and how I will find loophole in the story, how I will prove that you were not present, where can be the CCTV evidence that I can damage, etc. You have to first tell them the truth, then they will work to save you. You have to tell everything to your CA. So you've told everything to your CA, and then you are not paying his fees. Imagine my client not paying my fees. One, I am a chartered accountant. Two, I belong to the Marwadi community. I don't take extra rupee for, I don't take a single extra penny from anyone for something that I don't deserve. But I am not going to leave a single penny of what I rightfully deserve. I will log into that client account, e-filing account on income tax website, file a return showing 100 crores income. He will get a notice to pay tax. Classroom hai na, so I did this. Outside classroom, I would have done something else. And best part about saying this statement now, outside classroom, I would have done something else. Your generation understands those gestures without doing them. So I speak also what I have to, and I still maintain the dignity of the classroom. Very smart. You have a lot to learn from me. Other than tax, I get paid only for tax. That is also true. One thing I have understood, when the same statement is done again and again, you all have realized same statement done again and again, you actually memorize. Now you know what to do for the exam. For example, these statements like, if you don't know allowed, disallowed expenses, you are unfit for the exam, you go kill yourself, I have no sympathy for you. I will order a rope and stool for you online. One day when I become the finance minister of the country, very soon, matter of time, talks are going on, announcement can come at any time. But this much sincerity you have to show to the subject. Perfect है ना मेमोराइज क्या है बोलना 80 हो हाँ तो मित्रों you can't not pay my fees bro you pay the tax now when the demand notice will come assessee will say sir I am not aware to have proof that this was in your knowledge income tax department will always insist on signature that is authentication that you are aware otherwise anybody can log in or hack your account authentication is required so once upon a time we had to sign and send it but over the years as we have become digital we no longer need signature for authentication supposingly you are doing a credit card transaction so while doing your credit card transaction you don't have to sign you will get OTP on your mobile number you know OTP based verification so we can do verification on the basis of that. We can do Aadhaar based verification. We can do one time password based verification. Multiple ways of doing this verification in a way that your Aadhaar mobile number access you will only have. Your registered email address access only you will have. So there we will send one OTP. You enter that OTP. That means it is considered as your signature. Therefore they removed the word signature and brought the word verify to make it practically possible. So don't just file. Also verify. Not verified is as good as not filed. Next. Are you with me? Just filing your return and saying, sir, yes, this is my tax. Arre bhakt, kya this is my tax? You want to guess what is the most important duty of the taxpayer? Pay the tax, bro. Pay tax and relax. Pay the tax. So that is also duty of the taxpayer. Of course, for this, you will need to register yourself with the income tax department. Take a registration called PAN, that is permanent account number. But of late, income tax department is being so modern that they are actually doing away with the need of this thing called PAN. They are introducing this concept called Aadhaar unique ID everywhere. You don't need PAN. You can do everything with the help of your Aadhaar also. You can do everything with the help of your Aadhaar. Is that clearly understood by everyone? Fantastic. With this, assessee ka duties get over. Now that assessee has done his duties, AO ka duty will start. AO ka duty is what? Process your ROI. Have you filed your ROI? He will check it. He will check what have you shown. You know what assessing officers do? They compare with what you showed last year. Last year, how much business income you showed, or how much salary you showed, or how much rent you showed. With that, they will compare. Chances are that they feel everything shown by you is correct. Chances are they feel there are some mistakes. If they feel there are some mistakes, they will ask for some information. They will ask for some explanation. They will ask you some questions and they will seek some answers from you. They will ask questions, you will have to give answers. For whatever they want from you, they will have to always send you a notice. This is a line which I teach CA final students. Whenever income tax department wants something from you, they will send you a notice so that he is able to collect information from you. He has to hear your side also. And these days, this information, this explanation, these answers, not just from the taxpayer, but multiple different sources. Believe me, dear students, you have got no bloody idea that Big Daddy is watching you from everywhere. You must be thinking that I am doing this transaction, nobody will come to know. Your parents or family members or friends may not come to know what you are doing. They know everything. What UPI transactions you have done, they know. What Ola booking you have done, they know. What bookings you have done on Make My Trip Go IB both, they know. They have linked all your digital records with your KYC. And the moment they link with your KYC, means they know this guy is doing all these transactions. You made any foreign currency payment, they know. You made any, purchase of cryptocurrency, aisa kuch payment you have done, they are aware of that. Whether you inform the government or no, these external bodies, anybody purchasing vehicles, RTO will inform about it. Anybody who is opening bank accounts, bank will inform about you, about your balance in saving account, FD account, your bank interest, etc. Bank will inform. If you are doing trading in equity shares, mutual funds, etc. So the portal wherever you have your demat, that is Zerodha or Sher Khan or Motilal Oswal or any of them, they are going to inform about it. They will inform everything about you. They are collecting information. Then they will match it with your income. For example, you have purchased a car worth 45 lakh rupees during the year. So RTO will inform about that registration. And income tax is officer is checking. 45 lakh ka car you have purchased. And income in return is below basic exemption limit. Huh? How? He will send a notice to ask you that. Your income is not matching your transactions. You have purchased a car during the year worth 45 lakhs. Do you have something to say? Listen, you just have to reply. My income is below basic exemption limit. This car was gifted and registered in my name. It was gifted by my extremely rich father-in-law. See, every notice does not mean action will be taken against you. Outside this classroom, everyone in the market, the moment you tell them income tax notice, income tax notice, notice from income, you just need a reply. You just need someone who knows how to reply, draft a reply. You just need someone who can draft a reply in strong words. Remember that they cannot do everything against you just because of one notice. If there is adequate reply given by you, they will have to discontinue, drop the notice. But people outside this classroom are not aware that every income tax notice does not mean action. The moment they get an email also, they get scared. And they start asking, sir, kya hai? Sir, what is this, sir? For example, due date of return filing is approaching. So what income tax department of late does is, every assessee has registered email address with income tax department. They send bulk email from the income tax department. Due date is fast approaching. Kindly avoid last minute rush. Kindly file your return as soon as possible. We know the content of the email, nothing. It is like a reminder. But here our clients, they immediately take a screenshot, then they forward, sir, what is this? I got some mail from income tax. Now, if you reply by saying, hey, nothing, reminder, they will stop taking income tax notices seriously. They need to be scared, really scared. Every time it comes, your reaction should be, oh shit, don't worry, I'll do something. And don't pay me for this, huh? Don't pay. See, I am already taking good fees for you. Don't bargain with that. Iska reply, you don't have to reply, you just file the return on time. Most clients are uneducated, illiterate. They are making money, but they don't know how to deal with statutory authorities. Keep these secrets our secrets. Don't tell them that every notice you don't have to be scared. In fact, we don't have to be scared about any notice because we don't have to pay. In case the notice is proceeded with, also they have to pay. We just have to draft our reply and charge for every reply. And when you're not going to reply only, for example, a reminder email, so tell them I will reply, but I will not charge. Don't tell them that I'm not replying or this is not to be replied to. I will reply, but I will not charge because you are paying me well. And if such a mail comes to some client of yours who is always bargaining with you, haggling with you, always irritating you to pay your fees on time, then such clients you say, this is not covered in my scope of work. I get paid only for return filing. You want me to draft reply? 5,000 extra. You don't have to reply. You are only recovering your loss. Loss of bargaining. See, be good with good people, be horrible with bad people. Best part about classroom coaching is that there is one fixed fee structure, every student is at par. And the rule of 5 people coming together, then this is the percentage concession, that is also universal. And now the onus is on you to bring together a group of 5. It's a constant thing, it is not different people, different treatment. But when parents approach us for private tuitions, parents do. In private tuition, the rule is simple. One student is paying fees of 100 students. Calculate your individual fees, multiply by 100, that is the fees of doing private tuition at CA intermediate level. You can do it subject wise or all subjects. Total will be that much. There are 2 types of parents. One, sir, whatever be your fees, we don't mind. Kuch bhi ho jaye, our child should be. And then there is another set of, sir, what you high, sir. So still we give option, send to class now. Fees will be 1 by 100. Send for online live take recording, bus, happy. Final, so I don't give free. I said take free recording, bus, happy. If you don't have the budget, does not mean you go and tell your friends ke free मांग लेते थे. I am not that foolish also. Those parents keep a couple of sessions, pay for those 2 sessions, and those 2 sessions ka fees is already more than full set of lectures at CA Inter. So after 2 private tuition ka sessions, you also take free video lectures, no problem. But do you even know 2 sessions ka fees will be double of 1 session ka fees is equivalent to selling price of video lectures. Then we don't mind giving no. But don't bargain with me. Don't irritate me. I am not in this profession to entertain bargaining with anyone. If my younger brother is not going to take because he's already now in his career, if my son also has to take admission in my class ka rules don't change for anybody. Go and talk to the reception, pay your fees, take your ID, then come and sit in the class. Rule is rule. Rule cannot change for anyone. I cannot be keeping a track of who has paid fees, who has not paid fees, how much is the installment remaining, how much is that is not my job. If I start doing all that, then who is going to do this? Rules are rules. It should not be changed. So which client pays you, which client does not pay you, on the basis of that, you have to do it. End of the day, income tax department will seek any information only by one way, sending a notice. Earlier they used to send physical notice, now they send email notice, digital notice. In fact, income tax department has its own app. They have their own portal in which you have an account, you have a registered email address and mobile number. They will send you notice within the app like a notification. But then that is not an Instagram ka app that you open every day and check notifications. Bro, believe me, social media has become like a child's diaper. Every few minutes people open and check कुछ आया क्या, कुछ आया. Too deep, no? Every few minutes we want to check if there is something new. Income tax ka app we will not check every day. So what they do? They send you notice in the app, and then they send a mobile text message, SMS, and email stating that we have sent you a notice. Kindly log in and check. So every time they seek information from you, they will send you a notice. With this, they will get their information, answers, everything. Finally, one day the officer will pick up a piece of paper. On that piece of paper, he will write your total income and tax as per his calculation. You have shown total income and tax here. That is as per you. That is your own assessment, self-assessment. But that is not final. He will do assessment according to him, and that piece of paper will be known as the assessment order. This will mark a completion of your assessment. Any assessment opens with notice and closes with order. When you come to CA final, I will teach you this, that when is assessment considered as complete, there will be order, and along with that there will be a notice called demand notice. Demand notice means whatever is the tax in the order, kindly pay it. So they will staple them together, order with demand notice. They will give it to you. Assessment order marks completion of assessment. Passing of an assessment order has immense significance. Please understand. Once an order is passed, the AU cannot do anything. You cannot do. Passing of an assessment order is same as an arrow leaving the bow. Passing of an assessment order is same as words leaving your tongue. Passing of an assessment order is same as life leaving the human body. Passing of an assessment order is same as brains leaving Rahul Gandhi. Passing of an assessment order is same as honesty leaving Arvind Kejriwal. Passing of an assessment order is same as Prime Minister leaving his wife. What is common in all of them? Irreversible process. Irreversible. Irreversible. You can't go back. Like this is typical Salman Khan. एक बार जो मैंने ऑर्डर पास कर दिया उसके बाद मैं अपने आप के भी नहीं सुन सकता. Even if Aishwarya comes and tells him. Even if Miloni comes and says, once order is passed, nothing can happen. Now, once order is passed, as an assessee, is it possible that you are upset, aggrieved because he has increased your tax too much? You can go for something called appeal. Listen to this carefully. But appeal is the next chapter. Assessment is over. Next chapter in CA final. Intermediate is not. You can file an appeal, fight a case against income tax department in court. So yes, you have a facility called appeal, but appeal starts where assessment stops. It's a separate process. When will assessment be considered as over, complete assessment is over? That day when the assessment order is passed. So any assessment will open with notice and close with that day when the order is passed, assessment is over. That means, can I say these duties AO has to do? Alright, bro. All this will come for you in CA final, and therefore CA final the chapter name is assessment procedure, because there you have to do duties of assessee as well as assessing officer. Intercut duty is only duties of assessee, and therefore chapter name only is modified. They don't call it procedure, they call it return filing, because that's the only part of the syllabus or only part of the return filing chapter that is a part of your syllabus. Everyone is clear, absolutely clear on this? Metro, are you clear on this? Fantastic. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, with this we understand that we have to do the chapter return filing. First section, biggest section, most important section, section 139.1 is talking about filing of ROI. Section 139.1 has given us two things. This is one of the most important sections at intern and final. Even when majority of your paper is going to be computation based questions, you still can say that the remaining 4 chapters that we have, that is return filing, advanced tax interest, TDS, TCS, the remaining chapters that we have will together roughly comprise of about 8 to 10 marks. It can be minimum 5, maximum 10, you can say, in the range of 5. So by the way, 50 marks, this is only 10, and IDT also you have 50. So that way, to be very honest, 40 marks of your paper will be computation of LTTI and tax till AMT. This is only, like, sometimes so it can be only 5 marks, or highest it can go to 10 marks. We can actually take the privilege of not doing these chapters and declare syllabus as over right now only. Chalo sir, let's focus on question answers. Chalo na, only 10 marks, highest, and sometimes only 5 marks. You will not have to tolerate me for 4 more lectures. Enough motivation. That 5 minutes also I come late, so people start calling me Chandu, 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 Chandu. What kind of a teacher he is? Always making fun of me. You will get rid of me 4 lectures advance. Bol. Bol Chandu, bol. I know your expression says that you have something criminal ready on your tongue, but you are hesitating. You don't want to say it. You have something very bad already in your mind, your eyes, your face clearly shows the dirt that is just about to come out of your mouth. Bol na. Let's declare syllabus over. Arey, you will get rid of me. So jana. I am not forcing you. See, I leave the choice to you. Now that I have reached all the way here, so I will be taking the remaining 4 lectures and completing your syllabus. You come, so welcome. You don't come, so bheed come. Choice is yours. Okay, they still have weightage, not that they have 0 weightage. And secondly, assessment procedure, 7 lectures at CFI. TDS 7 lectures. Just imagine, out of total 70 lectures, 20 lectures, 14 lectures are 20%. 14 lectures are assessment procedure and TDS. They are big, massive. Advanced tax interest is a part of CA final, but the size there and here is same. Very small chapters at CA final also. These are all chapters that are a part of your CA final syllabus also. Base will be set here. You will be at least conceptually made aware of what these things are. Still you don't come, your choice. Section 139.1 has got huge number of questions in CA final papers also. Huge number of questions. So let us see what is this section giving us. 1. This section has given us filing of return is compulsory for which assessee? Because return filing is not compulsory for all assessees. So for which assessee is return filing compulsory? That is given here. And second, for whichever assessee it is compulsory, what are the due dates? What are the due dates? John, you all know it. तब तो you all know everything. चलो let's skip. Let me be clear. I will be doing due dates officially today. Properly writing for you November, October, July, and making you all understand that all throughout our syllabus we have said John, 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 but actually it is not John, John, John. It is Nodge, Nodge, Nodge. Nodge. Whatever we have studied, whether for 43B purposes, wherever we came across due date of return filing, 44 AD, for 6% you have to realize up to due date. Wherever we came across this due date, we did it unofficially. Orally, I always told you, international tax November, audit cases October, other cases July. But today we will be doing it officially. That's the beauty of tax. You got to be able to interlink the various chapters. A problem is that when I did that chapter, 43B, PGBP, you had no idea about due dates. And today when I will do the due dates, you have no idea about 43B. Which is why I always say that you should enroll for tax twice. Now if you take admission in the next batch again, online facility also I will give you. Next batch, first week of March it will start for January 26. And will get over by middle of April that way. So before May attempt, by chance you have any friend of yours who is terribly troubled with the tax custody, is in deep trouble and is wondering now what to do. I actually have one more batch which will start and get over before your May attempt. But yes, it will be mid-April, almost the May attempt. You can enroll. You can also enroll because now if you attend second time and I do 43B and I will tell you that you have to make payment till the due date of return filing, you know exactly what date I am talking. तो करें enroll? नहीं करना यार प्लीज यार ठीक है चलो छोड़ो जस्ट टेल योर फ्रेंड्स जस्ट यू टोल्ड योर फ्रेंड्स अच्छा now that I have told you there is one more opportunity before the May attempt. Then don't say that sir बताया नहीं otherwise I would have taken just information I am giving. Okay, and as far as video lectures are concerned they are the right now only available of the entire batch. You can go for that also. What do you suggest? What according to you is better? Three options में offline, online or recorded. Offline. तो फिर that is an option available. Next best is that is also available and recorded that is also available. As long as you want to buy something, I have something to say. Buy something from me obviously. I have something to say. Okay. Yes, today is the first time when we are actually officially doing our due dates. But we can't learn the due dates unless we first know for whom is return filing compulsory. First, we have to do that list. Let us see. Return filing is compulsory for whom. It's a big list, huh? It will go on and on. After we complete this list, then we come back to the top and on the right side we will write the due dates. Let's start with a very simple thing. Every company return filing is compulsory. For company corporate assessee, return filing is compulsory. ABC Limited is a public company. Is return filing compulsory? Yes, but if it is a private company, then yes, ABC Limited has listed shares. So is return filing compulsory? But if it is unlisted, so yes. Domestic company, yes. Non-domestic, yes. Public, private, yes. Listed, unlisted, yes. Only equity, yes. Equity and preference, yes. Issues debentures, yes. Does not issue debentures, yes. Return filing is going to be compulsory for every company. Has managing director, then also compulsory. Does not have MD, then also compulsory. 2 shareholders or 100 shareholders or unlimited shareholders, return filing is compulsory for every company. Always. Very easy. Return filing is compulsory for every partnership firm, and wherever in income tax law we write partnership firm, it will always be including LLP except presumptive taxation. Every firm, again, banking business or non-banking business, to hell with it. 2 partners or 10 partners, to hell with it. As long as you are a firm LLP, return filing is compulsory. So once you are a company firm LLP, return filing is compulsory under all circumstances and situations. You are making profits, then also compulsory. You are making losses, listen. You are making losses, no. Then it is in your interest that you file. Because just like your assessing officer can't guess your incomes, he can't guess your carry forward. You have to file. In fact, we have also studied the chapter which says certain losses, so you have to file on time within the due date. If you miss the due date, you will lose carry forward of loss. Business loss, speculation specified, capital loss, or MRS loss. Only 2 losses can be carried forward in late return: house property and unabsorbed depreciation. The loss making also has to file, and no profit, no loss also has to file. Every company, every firm, every LLP return filing is compulsory under all cases and circumstances. Is that understood? Fantastic. Next, now when we talk about other people who are left, in this other people, we will have individual, we will have HUF, we will have AOP BOI, we will have artificial juridical person. For these people, what is the rule? If their income exceeds the basic exemption limit, then return filing is going to be compulsory. If their income exceeds the basic exemption limit, if you have actually written it, then at the end of the syllabus also you don't know me well. You still don't know this. That means you know me well by now. Daya, kuch to gadbad hai. Yes. I'll come to that. But focus on what I have written. These people have to file the return only if their income exceeds the basic exemption limit. First of all, do you understand why we can't have a condition like this for them? Why for company, firm, LLP, we are not putting a condition like that? Why are we saying always compulsory? Why? They have a flat rate of tax. They do not have any basic exemption limit. So why or how can we write basic exemption? 1 rupee also is above basic exemption, no flat rate. So basic exemption ka condition can happen only for those assessees who have slabs. Let's in our mind clear company firm LLP once and for good. Company firm LLP has to file return when? Always. Company firm LLP has to file return when? Always. Correct hai? Other people have to file only if their income exceeds basic exemption. So, following things are clear. Company firm don't have basic exemption, we can't have this condition. Second, other people have slabs, so we have basic exemption. Third, your income has to be greater. So equal to is not acceptable. If my income is exact 250, I don't have to file return. It has to be greater. Resident senior citizen, greater than 3 lakh. Resident super senior, greater than 5 lakh. But if I am in new regime, then everybody 3 lakh. That means I have to also know basic exemption. That also there are 4 options: 250, 3 lakh, 5 lakh, 3 lakh. 250, 3 lakh, 5 lakh in the old regime, and 5 lakh in the 3 lakh in the new regime. And that also it has to be increased. You understood how many things you have to be careful about? And when they say income after taking exemptions, but before giving deduction. Your income after exemption, before deduction. After exemption, before. If I get this finance minister who wrote this statement, I will lock that finance minister in a room and break every bone of that finance minister. तोड़ देगा, फोड़ देगा, ओडी चिट्टी अड़ी क्यों? Because you don't have to be so complicated, bro. Tell me a short name of this income. That is your gross total income. Think, observe, imagine. If I am calculating my income, any income which is exempt, so I don't write only. Any income which is taxable, I will write the amount and then I will get my GTI. So in calculation of GTI, have I taken my exemption? But I am yet to take my deduction. Is this an income after exemption, before deduction? After exemption, before deduction. Then why complicate, beta? Just write GTI, no. Means my GTI has to exceed the basic exemption limit. If my GTI is more than basic exemption, return filing is compulsory. Wait, sir. I don't want any confusion. Acha, sir, does that mean I have to pay tax on GTI? No! Tax will be paid on NTTI. Take deductions, that is the amount on which you calculate tax. But for return filing, check the amount before taking your deduction. For example, I'll give you one example. Okay. Case 1. Supposingly, my gross total income is 9 lakh rupees. So, irrespective of who I am, 250, 3 lakh, 5 lakh or 3 lakh, old regime, new regime, exceeding basic exemption. From this, I have got chapter 6 a deduction of 8.5 lakh. Is it possible? NTTI is 50,000 rupees. Is it possible? Nice, sir. You have made a mistake, sir. I have studied somewhere chapter 6 a maximum 1,50,000. There is a limit. That is 80C limit. Total chapter 6 a can be any amount now. To the maximum extent of GTI, there is no monetary limit on chapter 6 a total. So can I get 850 deduction here? What is my NTTI? 50,000. So tax will be calculated on 50,000. If I don't have tax, there won't be tax. If there is all normal rate income, so 50,000 is below basic exemption. Tax liability 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. But ROI has to be filed, because for ROI I will see 9 lakh. 9 lakh more than basic exemption. Don't pay tax on 9 lakh. Tax will come on 50,000 only. But I will have to file my return. Am I allowed to take chapter 6? Yes. Old regime, of course, am I allowed? Yes. But for return filing, I will not see NTTI, I will see GTI exceeding basic exemption. You understood? GTI more than basic exemption. So every company, every firm including LLP and others, if GTI exceeds basic exemption. You clear hai? Then some years ago, one more twist came. We are checking GTI. But there are some assessees who have taken 54 series exemptions. Sir, what are 54 series exemptions? Capital gain, sell a house, buy a house, the most famous of all. With that exemption, do I reduce my income? Everyone? And does that happen before GTI? Correct, hai? That means after taking that exemption, I actually reduce my GTI. Forget NTTI. NTTI, so we don't check only, no. For this part, NTTI we are not checking. We are checking the figure. But this is reducing GTI itself. So before that, what is your income? Let me give you another example. Supposingly, I have got long-term capital gain on house, 50 lakh rupees. Possible, hai? From this, I have purchased a new house. So I will get exemption under section 54. 49 lakh rupees. You know, capital gain or investment, whichever is lower. No other income during the year. This is the only transaction. Is this my GTI? 1 lakh. Obviously, I will give deductions after this. If this is special rate, no deduction. If I am in new regime, no deduction. In any case, for return filing, I check this amount only. Is this amount below basic exemption? We have to see what GTI, no? GTI, no? Is this below basic exemption? Yes, but I will not decide on the basis of that. Before taking this 49 series exemption, what was my GTI? 54 series exemption, my bad. Before taking this 54 series exemption, what was my GTI? In other words, you can say in this GTI, we add 54. So 50. Is 50 more than basic exemption? Then return filing is going to be compulsory for you. You understand? That means I am not going to see this amount. I am going to see this amount. So does that mean that now we will not get 54 series exemption? You will get. Is return filing compulsory? Yes. File your return. Show LTCG 50. Show exemption 49. Show gross total income 1 lakh. Without any deduction also, there may not be any tax liability. Assuming you are resident individual, तो unexhausted basic exemption limit. Tax will come on 1 lakh, but return has to be filed. For return filing, we will see GTI before 54 series. GTI before 54 series. GTI means before deduction. If you say NTTI before deduction, before 54 series. NTTI before deduction is nothing but GTI. In that we add one line before 54 series. If your GTI before 54 series exceeds basic exemption, if your what bro? GTI before 54 series exceeds basic exemption, then return filing is going to be compulsory. GTI before 54 series exceeds basic exemption. Clear है everyone? मजा आया? They are still not done. By the end, they have increased so many people here that I get a strong feeling, Auntie, why are you doing time pass? Auntie, I'll give you a simple answer. Story over. Simplify the income tax. We'll see article also has to file it. Because the list is endless. This is just the beginning. But now, whatever I will discuss in the list, I am not talking about company form LLP. Because company form LLP without any condition always. Other people, if GTI before 54 series exceeds basic exemption, are there still some people who are not covered? I will define them for you. Please listen if you understand. If my GTI before 54 series is below basic exemption, think about it. My only income for the year is, example 3 I will give you for no ROI. Example 1 and 2 were for ROI. Supposingly my income is only salary income for the year 1 lakh, and this is only my gross total income 1 lakh, and I don't have any 54 series. So I am not a company, so I am not covered in point A. I am not firm, I am not covered in point B. And am I covered in point C? Am I covered in point C? Yes, so I have to file. So that is what I am asking. Am I supposed to file return as per point C? No, because my GTI below the basic exemption. NTTI we don't check only, but GTI is only not crossing. No. That means, are there still some people who don't have to file return? If I speak again, see if you understand. Individual HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP, if GTI is below basic exemption. NTTI we don't check. For return filing we check GTI. But if that is only below basic exemption, so till now I am not covered. Arey bro, why are you thinking about other people? Think about yourself. Are you filing income tax return? Why are you not filing? Because you are not company, you are not firm, you are individual. So you can't say I am covered in point C. You are not covered in point C. Why you are not covered in point C? Because you are below basic exemption. So you and me still are not supposed to file. Okay, I am supposed to file. Soon you will also. But till now, to no. But now we want to target these people also. If you fall in the next point. Why am I discussing this with you? I could have given the point D directly. You got to understand, point D is for someone who is not covered in point C and not a company or firm. I will not have any discussion on company and firm now. Company and firm have to file return when? Always, without any condition. So whatever discussion now we are doing only for individual HUF. Condition 1 for individual HUF, GTI more than basic exemption. Condition 2, if you are individual HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP, who is a resident excluding R NOR. क्या पागल लोग, resident excluding R NOR, तो who is left? ROR. क्या नॉन रेसिडेंट? पागल है तुम लोग? You guys have lost it altogether. You have brain. What you are speaking? I am saying resident, but not R NOR. So who is left? Non-resident. Sorry, my mistake. नहीं, I am मेरी गलती. मैं पागल. You are alone 80U, so you are feeling left out. No, sir. Alone यहाँ पे we are not having fun. So we will bring you also in 80U. If we are talking about resident, resident is of two types, ROR, RNO. We are removing RNOR. So who is left? NR. Huh? Yeah. Where do you get so much talent? Is there any shop which sells it? क्या बोला नंदू? One more time. Second attempt. Time please. Resident, you remove RNOR. So who are you left with? Heart rate check कर. I don't even know where to check it. हाँ है heart rate. Measure. वो heart rate also they, you know, many a times they say के sir सीधा बैठो then only we can check. एक मिनट. Individual, HUF, AOPBOI, AJP, resident. From resident we remove RNOR. So we are left with what? NR. Reading only is not coming. Higher than average resting range. पागल लोग, we are talking about. एक minute. First time in my career. ROR. But sir, if it was so simple, are you silly? Are you stupid? You could have directly written ROR. They could have directly written ROR. No, directly writing ROR has a problem associated with it. Ordinary, not ordinary division exists only under individual HUF. But we are also covering AOPB or AJP. If we write ROR, that means we can't cover them only because they don't have ROR. Correct? Hai? They have only what? Resident, non-resident. So please understand. In this, there is only resident. Will we cover that resident? Yes. In this, there is only resident. Will we cover that resident? Yes. In this, the resident will be of two types. That is ROR, RN. We want to cover only the. That means the way they have written resident excluding RNOR covers for individual HUF, ROR, and for AOP, AJP, resident. It one line suffice. You know, it's sufficient for everything. Otherwise, they would have to write individually ROR for 2 and resident for 2. To keep it simple, they said resident excluding RNOR. So you take residents of all 4. In all 4, wherever you get RNOR, which is possible in only the first 2, remove them. So first 2 keep ROR, second 2 keep, next 2 keep resident. Clear hai? Resident excluding RNOR. And for revision purposes, you can learn as ROR also because your syllabus is individual ROR. And you are having asset outside India. You are who? ROR. And you are having asset outside India. You understand this? ROR having asset outside India. Whenever a resident has any income outside India, is it taxable? Because resident has to pay tax on global income. So if this asset which is in a foreign country is generating any income, is it going to be taxable for me? Yes, because who are you? You understand whom are we covering here? Why are we not covering non-residents? Because their foreign income is not taxable. And our NOR also only slight foreign income controlled from India that is taxable. Our target is all your foreign incomes. Therefore, our target will be only ROR in case of individual HUF. If you have an income generating asset in the foreign country, is it going to be taxable? So you have to file your return. See, that income may not be above basic exemption. That income may be too little. It is possible you have acquired an asset which has not yet generated any income. Purchase shares, but there is no income in the form of dividend. Purchase property, but there is no tenant. We just want data about your assets. File return. File your return. If you are ROR having asset outside India, you will have to file your return. ROR having asset outside India. When I did point C and I was coming to point D, I had little discussion with you with the kind of nonsense approach some of you all are doing when I said resident excluding R, NOR, so NR. It wasted some time and with which it is likely that you possibly forgotten what I discussed. When I went to point D, I first told you to keep at the side of your brain who are the people whom we are targeting in point D, because most individuals are already covered. Our target in point D was people who are not yet covered. Do you remember who those people were? Who? GTI is below basic exemption. Means listen, your GTI below basic exemption, below basic exemption. But you still have to file if you have asset outside India. See, if your GTI is exceeding basic exemption, you are already covered in point C. You don't need point D. Who is point D talking about? Those who are not covered in point C. And who are those who are not covered in point C? Those who have GTI below basic exemption. If I am the student here, I was a very good student. I was very, very disciplined. I had more fun in my class than most of you all have ever thought about. I used to enjoy the process, but at the same time, I never compromised on my duties and my discipline. So I would have immediately asked a doubt to my teacher, a very, very important doubt, if at all you are even understanding what is happening. Ask that doubt. The hint to that doubt is D will cover people who are not covered in C. Otherwise, if you are already covered in C, we don't need D. D will cover people who are not covered in C. Ask that doubt. Ask that doubt. No doubt. Offer. How? How it is same? They're not at all same. Why do you say they are same? Who? After writing individual HOA, whatever I have written is different. Have I only written individual HOA in both? Or I have written something else also? Okay, this part is not visible to you. How do you say they are same? Why do you say they are same? Here I have written some different condition. Here I have written some different condition. How can you say they are same? हाँ तो हाँ I am not asking you to conclude who is not covered even now. I am asking you to ask a doubt about these two. Or see if you understand what I am saying. Someone who is coming here is not the same. क्या बोल रहे हो? It is not the same. Someone who is coming here is basically someone who has not yet come. See, if my income is exceeding basic exemption, am I already covered here? Then point D is of no use and no relevance to me. Correct or no? That means one thing is for sure, that this is applicable to someone who is not here. Means foreign asset ka point will apply if your GTI is below basic exemption. And here is my doubt, sir. If my GTI is below basic exemption limit, I won't have money to buy asset in India. Then how can I have asset outside India? What exactly are you trying to tell us? You understand the query? Sir, this guy is so poor that forget net income. The gross income is below basic exemption. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. With this income, he will have difficulty to acquire asset in India, and you are covering him saying asset outside India. Hey bro, How? How? Well, let me define the foreign asset to you. If I say foreign asset and your mind says, sir, yes, I will have a mansion in London, I will have a bungalow, I will have White House in my name. That is not foreign asset, or that is not the only foreign asset. Foreign asset can be any asset. It can be movable, immovable, tangible, intangible, anything. It can simply include something called signing authority or something as simple as a financial interest. It can include something which is a signing authority or a financial interest. Supposingly, you just have contributed 50,000 rupees to become partner in a foreign firm. Supposingly, you just have purchased one share of a foreign company. One share, anybody can afford a 5,000 rupees when you buy. That is also foreign asset. That is also a foreign asset. Foreign asset does not mean only bungalows. One share also is possible. But you must still be thinking, that's all nice or aisa kaise. Even if I have income of 1 lakh, I will first prefer to buy shares in India. Why will I go in foreign country? Chalo, fantastic. Maybe you have not purchased the share with your own money. But is it possible someone has gifted that share to you? So you to don't have income only. Previous point you won't be covered. But you will be covered here because someone has gifted. Now you are the owner. You understand? If that is not convincing, sir, why will someone gift me, sir? Who am I that some? No problem. That is not convincing. No problem. The next example has to convince you. Has to convince you. Supposingly this person, you see that he is not covered in point C because his salary is only 1 lakh. But other than salary, he also has agriculture income of 100 crore rupees. He has agriculture income of 100 crore. His computation is still this only. Because this 100 crore won't come anywhere. So we live in a situation where someone is gaining a benefit on exemption based on a low salary. Even if agriculture income is 100 crore, do you understand the computation will still remain the same? GTI is still below basic exemption because agriculture is blanket exempt. But he has 100 crore, which is enough to buy foreign asset. So people who purchase foreign assets using exempt money, using other people's money, are people who won't come here but will come. So never say that they are same. They may be different people. Are you clear? So you as an individual check two things. Either my GTI exceeds basic exemption or I have foreign asset. If I am resident, ROR, then in both these cases, any one of these two cases, I will have to file my return. Is that clear? Is that clear? So individual HUF, AJP is if your GTI exceeds basic exemption or you are having asset outside India. Is that clear in principle? What is the difference in C and D? Now this point will be further explained to you. This is still not over. Are you acquiring foreign asset? There are two ways of acquiring a foreign asset. One way of acquiring is for a foreign asset. One way of acquiring a foreign asset is you are a beneficial owner of that asset. And second way of acquiring a foreign asset is you are a beneficiary. What are the two ways? Beneficial owner, beneficiary. Beneficial owner, beneficiary. Everyone is with me? Foreign asset can be acquired as a beneficial owner. Foreign asset can be acquired as a beneficiary. Return filing is going to be compulsory for both. Provided you are ROR. Provided you are ROR, then return filing is compulsory for beneficial owner or beneficiary. Both. Both. So that way are both of them supposed to file return? So we can go to the next point. No. So what do you want to know? What is beneficial owner? What is beneficiary? Any person who has provided the funds to acquire foreign asset means this foreign asset, whether the share or the bungalow or whatever it is, was acquired with your money. Then who you? Beneficial owner. And any person who is going to utilize the benefits, that means you will get the dividend from the share, you will get the rent from the bungalow, You will get the interest from this bank account. You will receive the incomes of this asset. Then you will be considered. Means if we buy with your money, you are beneficial owner. And if you earn income, you are beneficiary. You understand? But obviously, sir, they will be same. No? If I buy foreign bungalow with my money, so I will only get rent. If I buy foreign shares with my money, I will only get dividend. Is it possible that they are the same person? Then so you don't even need to write. That person has to file return. But is it possible that sometimes the person who provided funds and the person who is getting the incomes are different people? Is it possible they are different? Is it possible that they are different? Yes, and that's the case where we gifted the foreign asset. Supposingly, I buy foreign asset in the name of my son, my daughter, my wife, my neighbor's wife. Then are we different? We consider each other one. हम दो नहीं हम एक. अरे my wife and you know the story of Krishna and Radha. That why don't you marry me? So Shri Krishna said to marry someone you have to be two people. We are not two, we are one. You don't know this? When Radha proposed marriage, what did Shri Krishna say? For a marriage we need two, but we are not two, we are one. Who was the wife of Shri Krishna? Rukman. As a people, as legend says that he had 16,000 wives. Rukmani was the one who he got married to. But love story is that of wherever we write Radha Krishna. We don't write Rukmani Krishna wherever. That's the real love story. Okay? So inspiring enough. Point is simple. That it is possible that you have acquired that foreign asset in the name of someone else. So you are beneficial owner and that person is beneficiary. Is it possible they are different? Both have to file. So if they are same, you have to file. And if they are different, then both have to file. Ye clear hai? One last line which says, if the income is taxable for BO, who is receiving? Beneficiary. Means we are talking about a situation where they are different. See, if you are one person, then the story is over. You have to file. If they are two different people, who has to file? Both have to file. Both have to file. But sometimes it is possible that beneficiary is receiving income, but still income is taxable for the beneficial owner. When can it happen? When someone else is receiving income, but you have to pay tax. A case of clubbing. If it is immovable property, then it can also be a case of deemed owner, that you have transferred your asset for inadequate consideration. And this person has become the official owner. But income tax considers you only as the owner. We have seen that full chapter clubbing. That means if I buy foreign asset in the name of my wife, then deemed owner or clubbing is applicable. Then I only have to pay tax even if wife is receiving. Means you can't understand this point if you don't know clubbing and deemed owner. If I buy foreign asset in the name of my minor child, clubbing is applicable. Then I only have to pay tax. But if I buy foreign asset in the name of my major son, clubbing is not applicable. If I buy foreign asset in the name of my neighbor's wife, clubbing is not applicable. If I buy foreign asset in the name of my parents, siblings, clubbing is not applicable. Clubbing was applicable in case of spouse and son's wife. Deemed owner was applicable in case of spouse and minor child. So where I have to pay tax and where beneficiary only has to pay tax, first you will have to go and examine those chapters. But if clubbing is applicable, then who will pay tax? Beneficial owner. Even if recipient of income is beneficiary, tax has to be paid by beneficial owner. In that case, return to be filed only by beneficial owner. We grant immunity to the beneficiary, which makes sense because taxable is, in any case, the income is taxable for the beneficial owner. That means foreign asset can be held as beneficial owner or beneficiary. If they are two different people, first if they are same person, which is possible, then who has to file? That one person. If they are two different people, then who has to file? Both have to file. But if clubbing is applicable, deemed owner is applicable, and beneficial owner is only going to pay tax, then beneficiary need not file. That means, ladies and gentlemen, company always Firm LLP, always. Individual HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP, first situation, GTI exceeds basic exemption before 54 cents. Second situation, you are ROR having asset outside India. This asset outside India can be acquired as a beneficial owner or as a, who has to file? Both. Same person, then one person, different than both. And if clubbing is applicable, then again only beneficial owner, then beneficiary need not file. ये clear है? It is still not over now. Then one day auntie came and said, apart from the people who are already covered, the following people will also have to file return. Auntie, in a crazy manner, she gave a list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And listen, between all of them, she wrote. Means for return filing to be compulsory, you don't have to do all of them. Even if you fulfill any one condition, look at these words. Any one condition, then return filing is going to be compulsory. And which is when I suggested, auntie, just write here all. Because if I now tell you the list which auntie has covered over the years, this full thing happened in auntie era. Full thing. This full point E, auntie brought. Otherwise, before auntie, and by the way, point B, which consumed so much time of ours, beneficial owner, beneficiary, that was brought by Jetli ji. Believe me, before Modi government, income tax law was actually very small. 50% of the present income tax law is basically introduced in the last 10 years by Modi government. Challenge if anybody can prove this. So many points added. You fall in any one of them, huh? So return filing is compulsory. So every point we will write or. You are understanding this? So let's see what have we done. First, if you are doing business, sale of goods, and your turnover exceeds 60 lakhs, return filing is compulsory. And so that there is no confusion, I want to make it clear. In the act, they have written what? In the act, they have said your aggregate turnover in business has exceeded 60 lakh. To keep it simple, I will just add a word, total. It is possible turnover exceeded 60 lakh, but you still, have income below 2.5. If you have income below 2.5, please understand, you're not covered in point C. And you don't have foreign assets, you're not covered in point D. Or bro, forget it, you are a farmer. So you're not covered anywhere, but now you have to file it. If your turnover is exceeding 60 lakhs, taxable or exempt, turnover to hai na. You understood? Or means anyone, no? You are doing profession, sale of services, and your turnover exceeded 10 lakh. Again, they say aggregate turnover during the year. So turnover in business exceeded 60 lakh. Turnover in profession exceeded 10 lakh. Or deposit in current account exceeded rupees 1 crore. So mainly all those people who earn income from exempt sources and are not covered in point C, don't have foreign assets and not covered in point D, will somehow now get covered. And in order to avoid any confusion, this is simple language so that we have quick revision notes. If you want to refer to what is actually written in the act goes like this. Listen to this carefully. If aggregate deposits in one or more current account maintained with one or more bank during the financial year exceeds rupees 1 crore. Such a long statement, I can short may summarize for you by simply writing one word, total. Because see, listen, if the limit of 1 crore is applied per account, so we will open different accounts. Per bank, so we will go and open with a different bank. We are very smart, we are Indians. So all your current accounts in all different banks, total deposit exceeding rupees 1 crore. Your total receipts exceeding rupees 1 crore. The receipts may not be turnover. Turnover, so we have only 60 lakh. Like a loan received in your current account also. So, aggregate deposit exceeding 1 crore, return filing will become compulsory. Next, If your foreign travel expenses exceeded rupees 2 lakh, if your foreign travel expenses exceeded rupees 2 lakh. One more time, I would like to be clear. The law says aggregate expenditure in respect of travel to a foreign country in respect of one or more trips for one or more persons. Your total foreign travel expenses of the full year exceeded 2 lakh. So supposingly you went for a small trip, 4 members of your family, to a trip to Nepal. Nepal ka trip you can do in 40,000 per person also. 4 members, 1,60,000 rupees. No need to fight. But same financial year, you take another trip to Sri Lanka. Again 40,000 per person in the family. 160 plus 160, 320. And you have paid that 320. So return filing is compulsory. If you want immunity, pay 160 by your account, and the other trip maybe you do from your spouse car. If the total is exceeding 2 lakh from your account, then return filing will be compulsory for you. We don't see one trip, we see all trips total and all the persons whom you have paid for. If you want your individual separate limit, then pay from your account for your trip and spouse account from spouse. And in this, orally I will tell you, if you think it is necessary, you may write it down, that traveling to neighboring countries for pilgrimage purposes will be excluded. Because I must tell you that from Amritsar, there is a corridor made, a special corridor for Indian tourists to travel to one Gurudwara, which is in Lahore. I am unable to, I apologize, but I am unable to recollect the name of that. It is very, very respected in Sikhism. There is this very famous Gurudwara which at the time of partition came in Lahore, and therefore it is a part of Pakistan now. So from Amritsar to Lahore, by the way, it is road distance. Amritsar, Lahore were a part of Punjab. There is a road connecting to that Gurudwara. From Amritsar, special buses are taken with all documents, paperwork, checking, etc. And you have to return after worshipping in the same bus, with again detailed checking that everyone who came has also again boarded the bus under tight security. So you are going to the place of worship and coming back. Small corridor is created only for that worship. In fact, you don't even need that visa, because you don't need visa, because point is simple. If you in your passport have stamp of travel to Pakistan, so then any other foreign country will never grant you visa. Bro, ये fact. If you have traveled to Pakistan, then you go to US, then in that on that airport, no, that they will, full top to bottom, they will not leave any corner of your body. Those officers while frisking, because your passport has stamp of travel to Pakistan. The whole world sees Pakistan like that. It is better Pakistan should, come and merge with India. Best, then no one will question, because Indian passport is still respected. A lot of countries don't expect visa also. They give you direct entry, visa free entry. In this change, we appreciate the Modi government. See, we criticize what he has not done good. I am not pro Modi or anti Modi. I am policy pro and anti policy. Good policies I support, bad policies I am anti. I praise digitalization. I praise India's the digital payment system. But what deserves, I praise the inspiration that there is no age for falling in love. At any age in your 70s also, you can be. So I praise the good things. But what deserves criticism deserves criticism. Income tax law ka satyanash they've ruined the full law. And they have done that with the indirect taxes also. Lot of inconvenience to the citizens of the country for a lot of ways, in a lot of ways. This small travel that you do to the foreign country won't be considered as a foreign travel, to make it very, very clear. Otherwise, any other travel is going to be considered as foreign travel. This expense won't be included into. Other than this, if you have gone on a trip to Europe, is the most expensive place, believe me. Okay, foreign holiday you want to go, the US and Europe are extremely, extremely expensive. It is better to go, you go to the Indian subcontinent, you go to Dubai, Malaysia, Bangkok, Thailand, Sri Lanka. These nearby countries are less expensive. if you go to bloody hell these foreign countries, no, abhi you go to Europe, में that Europe का currency rate, exchange rate is only 1 euro is 100 rupees. 1 Swiss franc is 100 rupees. Bro, you are wondering whether I should eat something or starve. No, 10 euros matlab 1000 rupees. So you sit in a foreign country, one roti, there are Indian restaurants, one roti is 4.5 euros. The 450 rupees ka roti. Bro, in 450 rupees, I can have a monthly package in a Mumbai restaurant. 450 to nahi, but at least for one roti, I will not pay 450 rupees. But what else to do? You know, I always tell people that once you become CA, everything sensible. So when I had gone to Paris, I thought Paris shopping, wow. Yeah. So my chappals were torn. I was planning to buy new chappals for an holiday. No? So I told my wife, no, we will buy from Paris. We are going to Paris. No, we'll do shopping over there. So I wore those torn chappals. Means I boarded the flight in shoes only. Chappals were in the bag. Then I wore the chappals for shopping. So that I thought I'll throw them and wear the new ones and come. 170 euros. 17,000 rupees. Not that I can't afford, but at this age, maturity, 15 years of professional experience, I can afford. But then you think I am customer that I will buy bro, in 17,000 I will buy chappals for 5 years. I wear chappals only on Sundays. I will buy chappal 5 years, 10 years tak I have budget of buying chappals. I came home in the same tone chappals. What else to do, bro? Who will buy 17,000 rupees ka footwear? One pair, say, bro, 17,000 I can buy footwear for my whole family. That also we go to these big brands, Metro and Mochi. Every time they announce 50% off, we just pounce upon their brands because they give the best quality, best quality. And when they announce the sale, the first day of the sale, you'll get the best stuff. So shoes of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,000, when the moment you get them at 50% discount, you should take them. That 6,000 ka shoes is also super quality, and that you get at 50%. After 3-4 days, they make it 60% discount. But the good stuff is already taken. I would prefer, I am smart guy that way, I would prefer buying from that. I will not pay Paris mein 17,000 rupees for one pair of chappal. But then, that's how Europe, US, they are very, very expensive for Indian tourists. So you may not count your travel to Lahore for that once Gurudwara ka worshipping and coming back. But obviously your other trips are going to be included. So aggregate expenditure in respect of travel to a foreign country exceeding rupees 2 lakh. Next. Chalna be. Rushan, I'm going to hit you and throw you out of the class. Because I have no other option. I need someone to target. Like every time my wife is upset with someone, she targets me only. हाँ हो रहा electricity expenses exceeding rupees 1 lakh. 1 lakh divided by 12, you can count what is the monthly electricity bill. And that also, listen to the statement. Expenditure in respect of consumption of electricity in one or more accounts in aggregate exceeding rupees. In other words, you are paying 2 electricity bills, so take total. That also full year ka total. And if that total exceeds rupees 1 lakh. After lockdown, you saw the first bill of electricity. You didn't get heart attack. I still remember June 2020. I got electricity bill of 27,000 rupees. And when I fought with the department, they said, listen, last 3 months you were at home. I said, yes. You used more AC. Right? It is assumed that you use more AC. Right? Then they said last 3 months ka bill which we sent you was average bill because we did not take the reading. Actually, that difference also we are taking. Then we have increased the rates also. So you have to pay, otherwise you will discount. You all don't know this. First electricity bill after lockdown. Crazy it was. I'm telling you, I paid 27,000 rupees. 1 month electricity. Government made sure everyone will file return now. How? Because 1 month 27,000, that means Annual consumption has to cross 1 lakh rupees. Even if you have 100% exempt sources income, no, now your return filing is going to become compulsory. Expenditure on electricity consumption exceeding rupees 1 lakh. Bro, we are not done. And I told you, auntie, just write all at the top. No, yeah, finish of the matter, no, please. Current account more than 1 crore. Foreign travel more than 2 lakh. Electricity more than 1 lakh. Business turnover more than 60 lakh. Profession turnover more than. Then, auntie brought aggregate saving account deposits. Auntie said, or existingly there is only limit for, there is no limit for saving account. So this is clear. One or more saving account in one or more bank means we are going to check the aggregate only, total only. And obviously the limit for current account, saving account cannot be same. So obviously your auntie has kept 50 lakh, which had to be different. So current account ka limit is 1 crore and saving account ka limit is 50 lakh. They could have kept it simple, but Kida, you understand? Masti, you understand?
Yeah.
You have common sense. Classroom. You have to speak words without speaking them. If you don't know how to speak those words, then keep your mouth shut. And there are minor kids in the class, 2 of them. Guess what is the nonsense done by government, and ICAI will play with you. In current account, they will ask you 1 crore. You will say no, because it has to be greater. What will be your answer if it was saving account 50 lakh? Then yes, because your equal to is covered. What to do? Time pass. But that's how it is, bro. You have no choice. You have no choice. And last, if your TDS plus TCS means aggregate TDS plus TCS, this is something that you are going to take credit of. If your aggregate TDS plus TCS, once again she has done this nonsense, 25,000 also covers equal to. So only the last 2 cover equal to. Otherwise, business turnover 60 lakh, profession turnover 10 lakh, current account 1 crore, foreign travel 2 lakh, electricity 1 lakh. They are all greater. Only in the last 2, saving account and TDS. TDS plus TCS 25,000. Yeah, auntie, you are doing time pass. Anybody who has 25,000 TDS and wants credit of the same will self-voluntarily file it. What nonsense are you? They will automatically file the return of income. What exactly are you saying? You have some brain or no? No, we know that. So 25,000 unnecessary burden they are increasing on us also. And if that was not enough, they further, however, if you are a resident senior citizen, 60 years and above. But every time we have relaxation for senior citizen, it is only if for them we will keep it 50,000. For senior citizen, we will keep it 50,000. That means you can say last 2 points are equal to, but in the last one there are 2 limits. So totally 3 places where we are equal to 50 lakh, 25,000, 50,000. Everywhere else it is greater than. If you fall in any one of the cases, then return filing is going to become, hey Bhagavan, auntie, please die once. Please, and I won't request second time, auntie, please die once, please die. She has increased our work burden like anything. Everyone is clear on this? So, ladies and gentlemen, every company, every firm, including LLP, individual HUF, if 1. GTI exceeds basic exemption. GTI before 54 cities. 2. If you are ROR having asset outside India, beneficial owner or beneficiary, same person then one person, different people than both persons. But if clubbing is applicable, then only beneficial owner. Next, a long list. Current account more than 1 crore. Foreign travel more than 2 lakh. Electricity more than 1 lakh. Business turnover more than 60 lakh. Profession turnover more than 10 lakh. Now be careful. Saving account equal to or more than 50 lakh. And TDS TCS equal to or more than 25,000. But for resident 60 years, 50,000. These are the people for whom return filing is compulsory. Unless you are a CA article who is like, sir, I don't fall in any of them. So you just leave unless you are a student. Once you earn anything, no, you'll fall in one of the points. Auntie should say any person earning income and finish off the matter. If the criteria is, sir, if we write all, then CA article will also have trouble. Okay, any person earning and finish off the matter. Why are you complicating things unnecessarily? Absolutely. Any person earning income which is taxable or exempt. Khatam. So your target, your farmers, etc., they will all come here. Any person earning more than 2,50,000 in a year, whether taxable or exempt, finish off the topic. And company form LLP always. I'll make it simple for you. You don't know how to make the law simple. Appoint correct people. Even now, when they have appointed the committee of examining the new income tax bill, what if I tell you the committee does not have a chartered accountant? Okay, they are going to do. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, now the right side is the, I hope you understand, on the right side we will be writing due date. So what am I going to do in tomorrow's class? I will do this and write the due dates here. You are understanding? Because left side I have already completed. So we will be writing the due dates and completing 139. This is the biggest section of the chapter. Tomorrow is Sunday, so of course Monday my class will be 12 to 4 same time. So Monday we will be completing. The biggest section is over. We will be completing. This chapter will get over. Next chapter almost get over. So yes, you can count on your fingers. 4 lectures of 4 hours, my syllabus will get. We are within our estimate. So, ekdam peacefully within our estimate. So for now, I will see you guys on Monday, please. Any doubt, difficulty?